Gaming news today is all about game trailers. The Xbox partner preview yesterday featured a ton of game trailers. We also have brand new information about the God of War TV series, as well as rumors about when we should see the next trailer or anything from the Wolverine game from Insomniac. I also have some games to put on your wish list and your radar, and maybe a game to avoid. Reviews aren't exactly positive, and they are coming in quite a bit negative on various places, so we'll take a look at all of that. If you like this kind of gaming content, we do a daily variety gaming news show where we talk about all the latest things that are happening. We co-stream events like the Xbox partner preview just yesterday, and we also do lots of members-only content. So consider supporting the channel directly. You can click that join button and make sure you pick Member Plus or VIP to get into all of the extra content. We have a great incentive running this week. You might get to see some scary games with me and my wife. So let's jump into the Xbox partner preview. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out the games, announcements, trailers, or what have you that I thought looked pretty good. If I skip anything, it's just because it didn't really catch my attention. I'm also going to take a look at some other things as well and some other news stories to discuss with you. So first and foremost, the Alan Wake 2 Lake House launch trailer. I really got excited when I saw this. Alan Wake 2 is still on my backlog. I just don't have time right now to play this one. I've been having much shorter spurts of gaming sessions, so I've been mostly sticking to either co-op games with my kiddos or rogues. But this one is one that I've wanted to go back to. But it's definitely a game where I feel like I need to be able to put in longer play sessions. But I love the tie-in with Control. I love the big surprise at the end. Control is one of my favorite games, honestly. It's just such a good game. That's definitely one I've kind of wanted to go back and replay. And there is something in the Control universe that was a part of the Xbox partner preview as well. So the Alan Wake 2 DLC trailer is certainly one of the things that got my attention from the event. I thought it looked great. I'm really pleased with, just how that has come along as a game. Hopefully they could start to get a little bit more sales. I know commercially the game didn't do as strongly as everybody was hoping, but it certainly got a lot of accolades, a lot of praise, and a lot of great reviews. Now, another one that has largely been taking the world by storm right now, this is the one I saw talked about seemingly the most. I saw this pretty much everywhere on Twitter, was Chronos: The New Dawn. Now, this is coming from Bloober Team. It's a brand new IP from them, and so they're obviously very excited about it. Very disturbing and gross, and also a little bit Dead Spacey right there with that gun hand thing or whatever it was. And there's a little game of chess here at the very, very beginning. But if you skip ahead, I thought the gameplay looked quite cool. This one's obviously a ways away. I believe this is coming next year. But they do give you a bit of a sample of gameplay here. It's very Dead Space, very, very foreboding. And I think just kind of cool to have this sort of juxtaposition of like an astronaut and like a post-apocalyptic world that's been, overrun with zombie-like creatures, and just great use of lighting and setting and tone here. So I'm excited to see where this one, lands, and it is coming next year in 2025. So that is one of the ones that got my attention. Now, the next one I was going to try and play, but my Xbox is continuing to act strange. Like, it was trying to update the Microsoft Store, and it couldn't, and I didn't feel like dealing with it, so I went and checked out the Astrobot Speed Level, and I'm not hearing great things about this just yet. Now, maybe they were having server trouble, maybe some other things. Apparently, this trailer is not what the gameplay sort of looks like. This is definitely like a rendered situation here. This is not exactly how gameplay looks from what the reviews were saying. I went and checked the reviews on Xbox. There were 2 5-star reviews. Everything else was a 1-star. I think I also saw 2 3-stars, but a lot of 1-star reviews. Just people were not having a good time. Some of them were talking about servers. Some of them were talking about gameplay. Overall, Blind Fire isn't getting the strongest reception just yet, but I did think it was a cool concept and a cool idea, and it did have a cool aesthetic. So let me know in the comments below if you've experienced anything in it that feel is different than the initial reviews, because the initial reviews weren't very good, and it was early access. It was kind of a surprise drop, so maybe they can make some good improvements. Another game that really caught my attention was the Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii game. I've not really ever played these games, and this one actually looks fun. It's sort of the pirate game that we've all been wanting. It has the ship combat, it has the investment into your ship and the fights and things, but you can also dress your pirate, be a pirate. You can board ships. You can get in fights. This one looks honestly like a lot of fun. And it releases February 21st of 2025. So I'm sure Yakuza fans will be thrilled to have another game, and obviously a very unique Yakuza game at that. But that one definitely caught my attention when the trailer landed. Another trailer that has me very excited, I still don't think we have a release date for this. I think this is still just slated for 2025. But Mouse PI for Hire. I've been watching this game for quite a long time. The very, very first trailer hit, I believe it was like a year or two ago. I put it on my wish list as soon as I could on Steam. Cuphead has clearly inspired more and more games to take the old-timey cartoon style and do something fun with it. And this game certainly looks very creative and very, very fun. So we're glad to see this one get up into a big event like this, featured alongside of other major releases. So excited for this game to get this kind of marketing, and looking forward to playing this one as well. It really, really does look fun. It looks like there's a lot more mechanics and a lot more weapons in it than I originally anticipated. So I'm excited to see that one come. I believe this one is also next year. A lot of the games during this partner preview, yes, it says here at the end, coming in 2025, before I switch to another trailer. So a lot of games coming in 2025, and very full year, so excited to see that one. Now, this next game only really got my attention because I was like, hey, I think they're passively announcing co-op, and they are. Subnautica 2 will feature cooperative play, so this is the sequel to the kind of the cult classic hit Subnautica. It kind of came out of nowhere, and everybody's really enjoyed it. It's got great review scores. So this one also is going to come. It says it's coming to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PC Game Preview in 2025. So I believe the last game did something similar. I believe it was early access and Game Preview for a while, and that's totally fine for games like this. I think a lot more games of large size and scope are going to be doing that. So that was another trailer that caught my attention from the Xbox Partner Preview that I thought was worth mentioning. Now, this next game, Eternal Strands, is one that I think it sort of hits two boxes for me. One box it hits, it looks fun. It really does. The combat looks fun. I like the big giant boss fights. I think there could be really, really cool mechanics in those big boss fights. I love the fluidity and the freedom of movement, and the grabbing and the throwing and the climbing. You get to climb these guys. Every time I've seen this game, I think it looks better. But it also checks another box, which is, why do so many games look like this? There are so many games in this art style and in this art aesthetic. Immortals Phoenix Rising was probably one of the first. Obviously, the Fortnite, the Realm Royales, and other games that sort of fall into this artistic vein. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if there's a sort of starting block asset group in Unreal that is leading to so many games looking like this. I hope more and more games see that you really need to own your art style. And I do think there's a good art style there, but it does make it tough to distinguish it from another game. That doesn't mean it can't be fun. That doesn't mean it can't be enjoyable. It is one that I'm looking forward to, but we are seeing a lot of games sort of in that vein, in that art style. Now, the next one, I can't get clarity on this. So if you can get clarity on this, let me know. Somebody provide me with the answer. Somebody help me out. This game is called Mistfall Hunter, and it's described as a PvPvE extraction RPG. So the Steam page says you can play solo or with friends, and it also says you can fight against enemies or other players. Now, I don't know if that means you can literally say, I'm not interested in PvP, I just want to play PvE, with my buddies. I don't know if you would describe it as a PvPvE game if there's the option to turn off the PvP. I'm hoping that you can, because it does look fun. The idea of going into an environment like this with a couple of buddies and getting into like Souls-like RPG, kind of loot creature fighting, and then you get to kind of extract, and you can lose everything right if you die. I like that. I like the high stakes idea. I think kind of combining those two things. More and more games coming out are trying to tap into the extraction, phenomenon. So like this certainly could be a fun game, but if PvP is always on, I don't have an interest. I'm a co-op guy. I am not a PvP guy. I've kind of hung up my PvP spurs. I played Quake 2 and Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament, and I played Call of Duty from the first one all the way to Black Ops 3 before really taking a break. And I just have kind of aged out, And so if PvP is always on, that'll be one that I'll watch from afar, and I hope people have a blast. I know a lot of you love that. You love the combination of PvE and PvP. You love that. You love extraction. So I hope you guys have a great time with it. I'll be watching from the sidelines, though, if that's what they decide to do. Now, the next game I've been watching for a while, and when WUCHANG Fallen Feathers first showed up, there was a lot of criticism that it was stealing, all of its animations from Dark Souls and Sekiro. And there was certainly a lot that looked like directly from Sekiro and Dark Souls. And the game went dark, and we didn't see anything for it for a long time. And now I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a very unique game. I'm seeing a very flashy game, and it looks awesome. Now, my only concern about this is it is an Unreal 5 game, and a lot of the combat has particle effects and lights and flashes and explosions. And that always concerns me because those are the things that can cause performance issues. Black Myth Wukong shifted to Unreal 5, and they did not optimize that thing for console very well at all. They used frame gen to double the frames, so you're always playing a 30 FPS game on PlayStation 5. Despite people saying that it runs fine and they don't have any problems, it's fine if they don't notice the problems, but that's a terrible way to leverage frame gen. So I really do hope that this game doesn't have any performance issues. More and more Unreal Engine 5 games should come out and run better. More and more they should come out and be more optimized. We're really hoping that the Coalition over there at Xbox can help all of the game studios over there that are switching to Unreal do a good job. I was told by John Linneman from Digital Foundry that the Coalition are wizards with Unreal, so he's very confident that they're going to do good work. And if they do good work, that should benefit other developers over there as well. And then maybe that can become universally shared knowledge in the industry. Maybe some people that end up leaving some of those studios can share some of the knowledge and the tricks and everything with other people. So that's probably the only concern I have with with WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, because it does look really good. Now, this next game is one that is a little strange. So we've heard rumors about a Control multiplayer game, and what they went with is a 3-player co-op experience in the setting of Control, the office buildings and all of that. And apparently there's quite a bit of story and lore from the Bureau and the headquarters and everything baked into this. So they wanted it to be sort of very injected with the Federal Bureau of Control as well as other things. So this game is actually called FBC Firebreak, which is Federal Bureau of Control. Now you'll notice the weapons, the tone, the attitude, the vibe. It's a little bit more irreverent and goofy and silly, which I think's great. I think it looks fun. I think the guns look very, very, creative. I'm curious if you can aim down sight. I've never been a fan of watching a fully automatic, SMG or AR hip fired like that. I'm always like, why aren't you aiming? But it looks fun. It really, really does. They've got some comments out there about how they don't want you to have to feel like this game is your life. They do have plans for ongoing content, but this is not going to be a game where you feel like you have to log in for your gear, your loot, and your FOMO. So it is a game that they're anticipating you play for a while, put down, and come back. They're being very frank and very open about that. So it will be an ongoing game, but they're not going to be treating it like a traditional live service game. So that game comes out in 2025. I believe this is one of the first games. I think this has been notated. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I get this wrong, chat, let me know. But I'm fairly certain I saw this morning. This game is hitting both Game Pass and PS Plus day one. I think they're trying to maximize that player base because, being a game that's going to need a player funnel, that's what you're going to need. You're going to need people playing. So it's going to be hitting 2 sub-services at once, which is a little interesting. But That's what we're hearing. That's what at least I saw reported this morning. That could be erroneous reporting. Maybe I misread, but I believe that's what I saw this morning. So those were all of the games and the game trailers that really stood out to me from the Xbox Partner Preview. Let me know what stood out to you in the comments below. I'm going to move on to the rest of the gaming news, though. All right. So we are hearing that the God of War series is starting from scratch. That's what we're hearing. Now, I don't know how much you've heard about this. I've not heard much about it. There was all kinds of different things stated about God of War, and there was all sorts of things stated about the way that they were going to be building it and who was going to play the characters. There was different people claiming that it was going to be live action. There were people claiming that it was going to be we should get this person for it. We should get that person for it. Well, apparently it has completely started over. Like, the entire thing has started over. Now, this is what Insider Gaming has stated. God of War TV series is starting from scratch as executive producers leave. So that's the headline that they ran with, all right? Now, this is what they have to say. According to Variety, which reports that the series showrunner and executive producer Rafi Judkins and executive producer Hawk Odstby and Mark Fergus have departed the project. Now, hopefully they can get people where I can actually pronounce their names. Jiminy, those are some unique names. Actually, I'm a little jealous of the first name Hawk. That's actually pretty awesome. Anyways, this is what they say. According to the report, several scripts were completed for the TV series direction, but ultimately, Amazon and Sony decided they wanted the series to go in a different direction, or another direction. All right. Now, people on Twitter were chiming in, and they're like, hey, do animated, don't do live action. Personally, why don't you just make it look like this, is my feedback. Like, this looks awesome. All right, I'd watch this as a series. Unless this is just way more expensive than hiring real people and going on set. But we'll let them decide what they want to do. Now, people were concerned, obviously, about what this was going to do and where it was going to take everything. But this is more from the article. Santa Monica Studios studio creative director Cory Barlog remains on board as an executive producer, as do PlayStation Productions' Assad Kizilbash and Carter Swan, Santa Monica Studios' Yumi Yang, and Vertigo's Roy Lee, the report says. So the good news is we still have people that will protect the IP. They will keep this thing intact. They won't let this thing hopefully go off the rails. Again, I'm just going to advocate for, why don't you do a series that looks like the game? Because the game looks incredible. I don't know if we really need to reinvent the wheel here. So the next story is exciting, since we're about to enter the time frame where lots of speculation will be swirling about the Game Awards, and it's that Wolverine is gearing up to be shown soon. All right. Insider Gaming said the following: we could be getting a new look at Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac before the end of the year, according to a claim by known insider Curacasis. Sony and Insomniac are, quote, gearing up to show fans more from Wolverine soon. Now, my first thought was the Game Awards, right? That's where you're going to see this. Okay, the leaker seems to agree. This is the quote. From my little digging, it looks like Sony is gearing up to show off some new stuff from Marvel Wolverine. It's hard for me to determine when it'll happen, but I'm guessing it'll be this year, either the Game Awards or some unannounced super secret event. Now, that could be the 30th anniversary thing that we've been hearing about, which is in December, which would actually happen before the Game Awards, because we are hearing that PlayStation has something planned for their 30th anniversary the first or second week of December, and there's going to be a bunch of first party there. That would be awesome, and that's potentially where this could show up as well. But I actually think the Game Awards is probably a real likely start. Now, listen, if this happens, okay, if we get a new trailer for Wolverine, that tells me that it's coming in 2025, because I don't think this thing would suddenly decide to finally rear its head again and not have a release window. That would mean that at the very least next year we're getting Ghost of Yotei and Wolverine from first-party PlayStation Studios, which would be a nice uptick. This year they've really slowed down. We got Astrobot and then Lego Horizon, but none of the big players. Now, we knew from an earnings report that none of the major tentpole franchises were going to be coming out this year. That's why we're getting Astrobot, and then we're getting Lego Horizon. Everything else is second and third-party exclusives, which It's been a great year for PlayStation exclusives. If you don't care who owns the studio, there's been 6 to 7 exclusives just on the console alone, which has been great. But it would be nice for first party to step back into a better cadence. I think all of us can agree on that. So if we get Wolverine and Ghost of Yote next year, that's pretty exciting. So now I've got some games for your wish lists and your radar, and maybe one to avoid. Now, the first game is called Thronefall. This game is currently on Nintendo Switch as well as Steam. It has a 96% on Steam. It's on sale for $9.74. So it's a $10 game right now on Steam. I'm not sure what the cost is on Nintendo. It's probably the same, probably between $10 and $20. Okay. This is a minimalist strategy sim builder and tower defense. It honestly looks like a blast. I don't really play these types of games, but I've always enjoyed a little tower defense. I've always enjoyed a little RTS here and there. My time in StarCraft and tower defense games on my phone. So this one looks super charming and super fun, and it has an amazing score. I love the art style. I love the aesthetic. I love the use of color. This is a perfect Steam Deck or Nintendo Switch game. So no current signs right now of it coming to Xbox or PlayStation. So right now, if you want to grab Thronefall, you got to get it on the Nintendo Switch or you got to get it on Steam. And I think somebody in my Discord said, hey, it's definitely worth checking out. Now, this next game is everywhere. You can get this on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And this is Squirrel with a Gun. Interestingly enough, it's on Steam, the Xbox Series consoles, PlayStation 5. It also seems to be on Xbox One, but I wasn't seeing it listed for the PS4. So you can let me know in the comments below if there's something awkward going on there, like why would it not be on PS4? That's a really, really big platform. That's the larger platform of the group. Between the Xboxes and the PlayStations. It's not larger than Steam, but that would be a lot of potential people to buy it if it can actually run on old-gen consoles. So, but currently, it has great scores. It looks, honestly, hilarious. You literally use the gun for jumping and navigation, as you just saw. It's $20, and I just think these are the types of games that we should support. You know, these are fun. You know, reward creative, hilarious, innovative, goofy games when you can. Squirrel with a Gun is out now. Check it out, and you know, for $20. So the last game is one that I was actually looking forward to. It had a lot of hate hurled at it before it came out, simply because of somebody who helped with the writing. None of the negative reviews right now have said a thing about that. It seems to be that it has very bland gameplay and very bland story and just not a great game, okay? It does have a 4.21 on PlayStation, so for whatever reason, folks on PlayStation are giving it a much more favorable score. There's only 3 scores on Xbox. It has a 2-star and a 1-star. Oh, no, actually, I think both of them were 1-star. It has 13 scores on Steam. That's it. And a 30%, okay? Now, most of the complaints, as I said, were about how bland everything is. I thought it looked like a mashup of Forspoken and Banishers. I don't really know why so many games are getting into this, like you have a magical cuff and you have these like ethereal attacks and magic. I'm not sure why so many games are coming out in this trend, but it does seem like this game was, apparently people were saying it was like cut from a larger project or something, and it just isn't very good. So sadly, this one might be one to avoid. Somebody in our Discord was playing it last night, and they said they were having a good time with it, but everybody else is scoring it pretty low. And again, it doesn't seem to have anything to do with like, oh, this person was writing for it and it's quote unquote woke. It seems to be that the quality of the game is just not very good. So those are the games to put on your wish list radar, or, you know, maybe one to avoid. Most of the people who played Unknown 9 Awakening got the game for free with an AMD graphics card. This means nobody bought this game. That's insane to me. So most of the people that are even leaving reviews on Steam didn't even pay for it. And it's not like, you would think they would be more generous. They'd be like, well, it was free, so it's not that bad. They're like, it's free and it's bad. So that's probably one to avoid, or at least proceed with caution, or at least get it on Steam and you can refund it if you end up agreeing with what everybody's saying. So to recap, the Xbox Partner Preview, I thought it was a great show, and I pulled out some great trailers. What did you like from it? The God of War TV series apparently is starting over. The Wolverine game should be showing up again very soon. Is it a secret PlayStation event? Is it the Game Awards? We don't know. and then games to avoid, games to wish list, and games to check out. So that's the news, and now it's time for the discussion. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Happy Friday to you, and you're going to have to bring the heat if you want to have a spooky Friday. You can make me play Silent Hill this afternoon. We've moved the Friday night thing to Friday afternoon, but you can still unlock Friday night. You guys hit the goal. I said this week I'd give you a 2-for-1, and we're already off to a good start. Ward Huff renewed their Member Plus at the beginning of the stream. Guys, remember, if you're at Member Plus or VIP, let me know, especially when you upgrade, because those count as 2, but then every month you renew, it counts. And then Joker Quinn, Han shot first, and so did you. Gifts a member, but then so does Alfonso, putting us at 220, and then Stone Spire gifts another one and takes us to 221. Now, I've been throwing down gauntlets. I don't know if I can do the gauntlets today. I could definitely do it for the 400 and the 500, but I can't do it for every single 100. That's going to get really, really taxing. But I will continue to give 5 every 25, and we've already done it with a 10 bomb from David. David N. in here with the white badge, a newer member, and just continues to bless the community and says, come on, let's have a spooky Friday. Let's put this thing into overdrive. Thank you so much, David N. Guys, while you are watching those gifted members pour in, double check if you've got your own, but hit the like button. Let's get the first 200 likes. What did you guys think of the Xbox Partner Preview? Did you like it? What stood out? What games have you been wishlisting, trying, or checking into? Did any of you guys check out that Blind Fire game? It really does not look like it's off to a very good start. Like, I understand it's in early access, but good golly, it does not seem to be off to a very good start. And what is this here? Streamers and creators join us for the Total Overload this weekend. Oh, that's a game that we don't play. I just get press briefings sometimes from all the random games that are out there. Lancelot says, hit the like, hit the bell, upgrade to plus. Thank you, Lancelot. Good use of the emojis there. Jack says, Wolverine plus Ghost of Yote plus Death Stranding 2. That'd be a pretty good lineup for PlayStation. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's 2 first parties, and then the third is a nice second party relationship. But yeah, I agree with you. The Bloober game was probably the highlight for me. Willie Kale renews his member. I'm not much on spooky games, but I'll push the line. Thank you, Willie Kale, and gets us to 232. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Why I love Sony Xbox. Xbox never shows big single player epics. Yeah, I mean, but I'm okay with that. I do think some of the games like that are hitting or coming from Xbox, I think are going to be in their own sort of style and lane. Clockwork Revolution is probably the one game, and South of Midnight. Those are 2 games I'm really looking forward to from Xbox. Probably more than Indiana Jones and Avowed. Yeah. And Stalker 2 is a timed exclusive, but still, that is hitting Xbox first, and that's looking really nice. So I think we're going to have a pretty strong end to the year. Stalker 2 could be a potential Game of the Year contender from what we're hearing. I'm praying we get Death Stranding 2 release at the Game Awards. Sean Murray's dropping more emojis. Yeah, I saw that. Going to be No Man's Sky update next week, probably. Could be a cursed update. Yeah, because it's like he's doing the curse word angry emoji. Hardcore Magnanimous Gentleman, that's such a fun name to say, with a $5 super chat tip says, yo, what's up? I can't believe we are 3 weeks away from the PS5 Pro launch. Nevertheless, did you get a chance to play Unknown 9? I have not gotten a chance to play it. I mean, I don't know if I want to try it out for you guys. I mean, I'm willing to do that. I do gameplay for Member Plus and above if it's a game that we're kind of iffy on, but I don't know if I want to buy that game given how bad the score is, like, everywhere else. It just doesn't seem to be worth checking out. You know? You're looking forward to South of Midnight? Yeah, some of you guys kind of like, yeah, I think South of Midnight has, like, a vibe. I think it looks really, really cool. People were kind of down on it because the cutscenes were a little, like, stop-motion-y, but I love that. I think that gives it its own feel, you know? And the gameplay I thought looked really, really fun. It kind of reminded me, like, a more mature, more grown-up version of like Kena Bridge of Spirits, Kena Bridge of Spirits is one I kind of feel like I want to go back and play because I was enjoying the combat in that, and they had an issue with one of the iframes on dodge that they fixed. Like, I kept telling people day one, I was like, yeah, something's off with this, and then they ended up fixing it. So I've kind of wanted to go back because my daughter was enjoying it, but then it got a little bit challenging and she kind of bailed. She's like fighting in games. She was enjoying Chia, and they ended up having a lot of fighting at a certain point. Brooklyn says, what's the first game you're going to try? Yeah, I'm interested in what you guys are going to first try. My first game that I'm going to try in my PlayStation 5 Pro is Final Fantasy 16. I'm still in disbelief that they released that game based on the footage we saw last week. That looked like early footage. Early footage. What game are you talking about, Eugene? And a 5-bomb from Paco. Paco says, come on, let's get a little member train going, boys. If you guys can get that to 500, you will get a double whammy. You'll get an afternoon spooky stream. You'll get an evening spooky stream. We'll make my wife play Silent Hill 2. It's going to be great. You guys, last week you did like 430 members. So this week you need, what is that? 263. That's lightweight for you boys. Derek says, Kena is one of the best games I played all the way through in a long time. Oh, see, that makes me want to go back and play it. F16 isn't an enhanced game. It still might benefit from just the basic game boost that all games should get, so I'm hoping that it would fix the open areas and the towns. Stone Spire gifts a member and takes us to 238. Stone Spire is probably going to walk this to 240. That's what he likes to do. Somebody should get ready to do a 10-bomb dunker. Tag team with my man Stone Spire. He's so faithful. He does this all the time. He is the man. There he goes. I told you. He is the man. That's what he's known for around these parts. And Raven comes in and steals the glory from him. That's 240. 240. Where's the 10 dunker? She saved you, Stone Spire. You can save your third gifted for another time. FF16 should really benefit from the boost. Yeah, it should. And Stone Spire says no. The 10 bomb is going to be an agent of chaos. That's my man. I appreciate you, dude. Stone Spire's committed. He's like, you're not stopping me. I want to try Cyberpunk 2077 on the PS5 Pro, but I don't think it'll be updated. It's not one of the listed ones. Yeah. FF16's bad anyway. Highly reviewed, highly praised. Everybody here that played it loved it. I was loving it, so no. You don't have to like it, but it's not a bad game. FF16 was getting substantial boosts. Wouldn't Square have announced it by now? I mean, maybe. And a VIP from Salty and a 5-bomb from my man Jay Stubbles. You love to see it. That's going to take us to 42, but then to 47. Thank you so much, Jay Stubbles, man. Good to see you. Infinite Wealth is part 1 of the Ichiban Saga, and Infinite Wealth is part 2. Essentially, I think you made a mistake there. Yeah, I was like, you said the same game twice. FF16 made me immediately play Devil May Cry 5 to wash out the bad taste. Okay, and Raven with the 5-bomb pushes us past. That's an agent of chaos. There it is. 52. 52, which means, did I do the 5 that I owe you guys already? Let me double check. Did I? I don't know if I did. Every day bleeds together. No, I didn't. I tell you what I'll do. I'll do a 10-bomb. I owed you 5, but the 10's easier. Let's just do the 10 instead of 2 5s. And boom. And I'm sorry. I boom now. I clicked it and nothing happened. Hang on. I'm going to open up Discord over here. It's easier to see when you guys do the whole paste message thing. Unknown 9 looks like it has as much jank as Flintlock. Why do these games keep coming out with the same sort of vibe? It's like you're playing as a girl. She's sort of got ethereal magic abilities as well as melee abilities, and then they're just not very good. Forspoken, Banishers, Flintlock, and now Unknown 9. It's like, what do they do? It's like everybody got the same inspiration point somewhere. And Belphegor with the 5-bomb keeps the member train alive. Guys, you can join in the member train with a single, a 5-bomb, or a renewal And there it is, Stone Spire, always with these faithful single gifteds, and he bumps the line to 58. He's once again hoping to see a big dunker when he's going to round this out to 260. Banisters was good, though. I mean, it was, but it also kind of wasn't. No, I don't think it's the whole sweet baby DEI crap. That's not what it is. Maybe it's that they're like, hey, we should make a strong female character, and then that's the extent of their efforts, and it just ends up being a bland game, right? I don't think Banisters did that well. Well, no, I take that back. It's got an 84% on Steam, and Raven is going to help with the single, and then Stonespire does another one. Raven and Stonespire are the single gifted tag team partners today. Raven's putting the crazy emote. See comment above. I have an answer for you. Control came out 5 years ago. Grady with a single. That's a member plus renewal, and Paco gifts a member as well. This member train is continuing to go. You know what's interesting, Zubair? I wonder if you're right. I really wonder if you're right. Did the Control game say, hey, that's cool, let's make a female lead with magic abilities? Do you know what I mean? Control's a good game. Control's a fun game. It's an amazing Metroidvania, like, third-person action game. It's really fun. Joker Quinn gifts a member. Alfonso gifts a member. You guys can join the member train right now. Look at all these people just going nuts. 264. Keep it going. Yeah, Banisters did better than I thought. I was suddenly, like, so thirsty, and I drank some coffee, and it did not help. How did Banisters do on PlayStation? I thought Banisters was good. The combat was just rough. Have they done anything to make the combat better in Banisters? Because I really did like it. I loved the vibe. I loved the investigation, the story. It has a 4.51. It has a 90% on PlayStation. Did they do anything? Let's see. Banishers patches. Let's do a little investigation here. Here we go. They did a 1.4 recently. Adjusted behavior of certain enemies and configurations. There was a bug. Environment and navigation was fixed. Cinematic, visuals, photo mode, interface, audio, stability, and performance. Control options. And Stonespire gifts a member. And look at that. I know what Stonespire's doing. That's 265. That's a 10 bomb away from 275. Let me see if they have other patch notes listed here. Has anybody... Combat gets better further into the game. It was cool in the beginning. It just didn't feel very good. There was a lack of fluidity. It felt really clunky. Did they address any of those issues? Yeah, there was definitely some frame rate issues on the PlayStation 5 when I played as well. Don't Nod's in trouble. Are they the ones that made that one? Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing a bunch of patches. I just see the 1.4 that landed in April. I should go back and see if it feels any better, because I really, really was liking it. Yeah, Don't Nod is the developer. Why are they in trouble? What's going on? The PlayStation 5 Pro could be the best place to play multi-platform games with bad PC ports that suffer from a variety of issues, including bad image quality and certain upscalers and stuttering. Oh, is that the is that article quoting? Is that I think they're quoting Digital Foundry. Isn't that something Digital Foundry said? I finished the game before the patch on PC, but they did fix it. It's a bit clunky, but it's a AA game, so I don't mind. And Raven gifts a single. Raven keeps doing Agent of Chaos. She's like, no, we are not letting it sit on a nice even number. There it is. Thank you, Raven. I think the inspiration comes from that UE5 demonstration from a few years ago. I think something about the character leaping. You know what? You're right. You're right. Do you guys remember that demo? Yeah, Alex from Digital Foundry said that. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for all the seething and malding from the people who keep saying that it's a bad, it's you know, Unreal Engine 5 demo. Like, keep making videos mocking people that are excited about it, or people like me. Keep going. Just take that rope all the way to the edge and jump off. You know, just keep breaking your own neck with your own stupidity and hubris. Yeah. This demo right here, you might be right. Do you guys remember this demo? I thought this was Forspoken when Forspoken finally showed up. This is so much like these games that are coming out now. Female lead, third person, ethereal fluid combat, you know. This, I wonder if you're right. If like this inspired almost every single one of these games that we've been seeing, whether it's Flintlock or Forspoken or Banishers or Unknown 9. There was even another one recently, I thought, that had like the magical cuff female lead. And B-Nipple gifts a member and takes us to 67. And Raven gifts another one and takes us to 68. Thank you guys so much. Keep moving it little by little. I thought they said this was Forspoken. No, that was not Forspoken. This is just an Unreal Engine demo on their YouTube. Yeah, that is not Forspoken. I remember when Forspoken came out, I remembered that demo and I thought, isn't this that demo? Because is Forspoken Unreal 5? No, Forspoken's in the Luminous engine and from Unity. Or Unity. It might be in both. Maybe it's a mixture of both. This is what Google is saying. Alfonso gifts a member and takes us to 269. Nice. And another one comes in from Narwaffle and takes us to 270. Keep it rolling, boys. Many hands make light work. You're describing Tomb Raider? No, I'm not. A third-person game with a female protagonist with ethereal abilities? No. Like, Tomb Raider, she doesn't have abilities. She's got either guns or a bow. She doesn't have, like, magic abilities. She's just she's a female lead, and it's not even remotely in the same style. Yeah, Forspoken was good. Fight me, says FCat. I mean, yeah, I played the demo. I didn't like it. I played the opening of the game. I didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. You know, I know people like it, but don't be pedantic. I'm not being pedantic. That's not even an equivalency to Tomb Raider. It isn't. If you think any of the games we've just listed, whether it's Banishers or Unknown 9 or Forspoken, you know, with like a highly fluid movement system and ethereal abilities like magic and stuff, if you think I'm being pedantic when I say that's not Tomb Raider, I don't think you understand what pedantic means. I just think UE5 needs more work. Everyone was glazing Black Myth Wukong's graphics, but honestly, it didn't look that good. Super over-sharpened, played on a 480 Super PC. Tomb Raider came way before this. Yeah. Cut's looking good on you. Oh, thank you. Yes, I got all my hairs cut. That's a lot of gifting. Yes, everybody who's done gifting members today, man, thank you so much. We are trying to hit 500 before the end of the day, and then you'll get a double whammy. You'll get some spooky games. I'll play one this afternoon. My wife, you make her play Silent Hill 2 tonight. It'll be so funny. Expedition 33, about 30 hours. Yes, I don't know if you guys saw this. Claire Obscura, or is it Obscura Claire? I always mess this up. Everybody just keeps calling it Expedition 33. Claire Obscure. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It became known that it was going to be a $50 game. So everyone was like, is it going to be like a really short game? They came out today and they said that their game, they're a small studio, but it's a 30-hour game with tons of other side content, and they hope people enjoy it. And I was like, hey, I like that. I got respect for that. You know what I mean? A 5'6" woman jumping 10 feet is magical. Fight me. Shut up. I don't have Dragon Ball. I might be interested to play it before. I was stuck on Hercule. Yeah, I think 30 is a good number. I've said before that when you get past the 25th hour, it's time to start wrapping it up. Right? And that's a game that might, win me over with turn-based. Because I want to play that Expedition 33 game. I think it looks really, really cool. Lara Croft's powers are short shorts and perky boobs. And then she shoots you in the head while you're distracted. That's right. I think lots of people are trying to say that Lara Croft as Tomb Raider was a strong female lead. Oh. I mean, I don't think she was strong female protagonist. I don't think so. Like, the people that try to act like when they rebooted Tomb Raider, like they ruined the character or whatever. What's interesting is she's not obnoxious girl boss, like, at all. She's not all that strong. She struggles. She's hurt. She gets hurt. She's not really too keen on being violent. She gets scared. She's actually a pretty vulnerable and pretty raw character. Like, she doesn't strut onto the scene and is like, I'll do this on my own. No man will help me or save me. No, she gets scared. She gets hurt. She's weak. She falls. Like, I actually think what they did with her character in Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I didn't like Shadow of the Tomb Raider because it was a new team. I actually thought they did a great job with her character. I really did. I don't feel like they hurt her. Like, obviously, she's not running around with the buxom shapeliness of, like, Angelina Jolie, which I think is fine. I don't think every interpretation of Lara Croft needs to be that extreme. She was still very, very attractive. Like, they picked and made a very attractive character. So I still don't get why people think that about her. Like, that was not, like, cliche girl boss. You know what I mean? I feel like she did a great job with the character. I feel like they did a great job with the character. She relies on a man. Yeah, she's got a guy helping her, like, the whole time, doesn't she? Cloud Strife with 20 months of memberships. With so many big titles dropping this year, Expedition 33 will be a sleeper hit. Ben Starr plays a key role in the game. Yeah, Ben Starr's in it, but so is Andy Serkis, and so is Charlie Cox. So, very, very strong cast. They also got, what's her name? Jennifer English from Baldur's Gate 3 is in it as well. So, you're confusing girl boss and strong female lead. When I think strong female lead, I think Sarah Connor and Lara Croft. Oh, well, here's the thing. If you watch any of the people who have been critical of movies lately, that's what they'll do. They'll go strong female protagonist, like, as a mocking thing. So, yeah, they historically, I agree with you. Yeah, Sarah Connor, Lara Croft, Ripley, they're all great. Princess Leia, they're all really strong, and they're awesome. But they're also not, like, cliche versions of, like, girl boss. In any case, I'm excited about that Expedition 33 game. I think them charging $50 for it being a 30-hour game, I think that's awesome. Yeah, they got a really strong voice cast. Yeah. Going to be a strong year for games. I think 2025 is going to be even more stuffed than this year. Like, super stuffed. Like, this year's pretty full. Next year, even fuller. We're eating real good. We really are. Like, the backlog is going to continue to be backlogged. It just will. Ripley is What? What? Yeah. Next year, like, gaming in 2025 is going to be absolutely stuffed. I remember going into this year, I thought, oh, it'll be a little bit lighter. No. Yeah, this year was very, very full. This year was very, very full. I think next year's going to be even fuller. I mean, that Xbox partner preview, practically everything they showed was next year. Which makes sense. Like, it's October. You're not going to wait all this time to be like, hey, we're finally announcing our game, and then it ends up being, next month or the month after. That would have been kind of, random. But, like, Firebreak, WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, Mistfall, Eternal Strands, Subnautica 2, Mouse PI, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Alan Wake 2 Lake House DLC, Chronos, The New Dawn. Like, you know what I mean? Did IQ's sharply dropped while I was away. Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. What a, yeah, and look at her back then, dude. That curly, big head of black hair, man. She was such a babe in that movie. And she's tough. She's freaking tough, man. That's great. That's the best in the series right there. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks good. Just finished watching Chaos and Twilight of the Gods. Is everything that Xbox shows always next year? Well, I mean, today's topic is pretty much centered around Xbox as the lead. That was the lead topic. I mean, I think it's fair to say this year did not turn out how everybody was hoping for. I think people were hoping for a much better cadence from them this year. It was supposed to be Hellblade, then Stalker, then Avowed, then Indiana Jones. It was supposed to be boom, boom, boom. It was supposed to be big for first parties. It was also supposed to be supplemented by titles like 33 Immortals and Towerborn. You know, the curse of the Xbox roadmap. 33 Immortals just delayed into next year, just like Towerborn, and they're both coming out in early access. I still have no idea why. I have no idea why Xbox included them in any of their marketing or showcases. Those companies clearly were like, yo, they had to be thinking, this is a bad idea. You kept touting them as like, yep, coming in 2024, day one on Game Pass. And now they're coming out next year in early access. Like, they're not even releasing. It's just, I don't know. I remember coming into this year, and it was, I mean, that was the headlines, that was the tweets, that was the hot take was, yeah, dude, Xbox is lined up to have a much stronger year than PlayStation, and it's the exact opposite. Yeah, and then Starfield DLC, yeah, Shattered Space was supposed to be another big release for them this year, and it was not received well at all. It just wasn't. You know? Now settle down. Settle down in the Discord. Come on. Settle down, boys. Congrats on 45K. Thank you, Brooklyn. They did keep people on Game Pass. I mean, more and more, it does feel like the roadmaps and the showcases are more of a mechanism to keep people on Game Pass than to, like, properly set expectations. Hellblade, Creatures of Ara, Dungeons of Hinterberg, Age of Mythology, Ara released so far. Well, Ara was PC only, was it not? What's Creatures of Ara? Creatures of Ara? I think you got one of those names wrong. Creatures of what? Creatures of something game? Was it Aether? What was the name of that game? I know what game you're talking about. Was Dungeons of Hinterberg a first party? I didn't think Dungeons of Hinterberg, I didn't think it was a first party game. Developer is Microbird Games, published by Curve Games. Yeah, that's not first party. It has a 92% on Steam, so it seems like people enjoy Dungeons of Hinterberg. Age of Mythology. Again, I just don't think those are strong. I don't think a lot of those are like super strong games. Like Hellblade did not really win people over. The Ara game, I'm fairly certain, again, was PC only. Dungeons of Hinterberg looked like it did fine. Age of Mythology is probably pretty popular on PC, I would think. It looks like it got a great score. It got an 89. Did Age of Mythology Retold? Can you get it on Xbox? Yeah, Age of Mythology Retold on Xbox. Let's see what the Xbox boys think about it. Dungeons was a console exclusive. Why do they do this? They have like a landing page for Age of Mythology, but like, I just want to look at the buy page so I can see the reviews. There we go. It got a 3.5, so not a good score, not a bad score. That's not surprising that it scored much better on PC. That kind of a game probably just appeals more to PC users. It probably just plays better on PC. Oh, patches out. Immediate 5-star when I saw the update drop. Were there problems with it? Game disconnects, freezes. So multiplayer is broken, game freezes. So it looks like that's why the score is low, and it looks like they fixed it. Here's another review. Amazing game, crashes every match. Okay, so Age of Mythology looks like it got fixed, but it launched in a bad state on Xbox. Everything plays better on PC, Lono. Everything. You sure about that? You guys have had some pretty bad ports lately, haven't you? Hasn't that been one of the primary complaints from the PC crowd the last couple of years? A snooze fest year considered by most, and will still clear all with a COD release. What a world. I mean, obviously, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is going to, generate a ton of money and sell like crazy. But, there's a lot of people that aren't interested in Call of Duty. I mean, I am. You throw enough horsepower at the problem and it's fine. That's right. That's right. Royal Revolt Warriors. Have you guys heard about this game? Top-down roguelike action with survival-style combat and high replayability. Okay. Has somebody been watching my streams? What do we got here? All right. Okay. Co-op. It's got co-op, boys. Intense real-time combat, high-quality graphics, dynamic battle arenas. It's not yet been announced. A release date has not been announced, but I can request a key. They just emailed me about this. Let's check this one out. To be clear, by PC, I mean 7800, 4090, and so much RGB. That's right. By PC, I mean my PC. Okay. Royal Revolt Warriors. Oh, it's going to be on Steam only, but they're offering me a demo key. Well, Royal Revolt Warriors. If it's a demo, wouldn't I be able to get the demo for free no matter what? Yeah, the demo is just on your site. Okay, so here we go. If you guys like these like roguelike survivor type games, and this has co-op. Yep. This is definitely one I would check out with Madam. I would, oh my gosh, if Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, not normal Deep Rock Galactic. You guys always get in my comments and tell me, Deep Rock Galactic is co-op, Lono. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, if they added co-op in that, oh my gosh, that's all I'd be playing. So yeah, demo out now. They just hit me up for a key for it, on one of these platforms where you can get keys. I wonder if it's like a full demo though. I wonder if it's a full demo instead of just the demo that's probably limited. Here's another company reaching out with a game called Crystalla. You play as a tiger. It's like a Souls game where you play as a tiger. Looks pretty good. Early access started in June. Okay. Episode 1 is out. All right. Let's check out this one. What do you guys want to talk about? We can talk about anything, man. This is your show. I'm just checking out games that are emailing me. Early access for Crystalla. It has 90 reviews and an 84%. Chapter 2 is coming out in 4 days. So Chapter 1's available right now. If this is your kind of game, maybe you're a furry, or maybe you just really like cats. All are welcome here. In this game, all are welcome here. If you're a furry, I don't. No, I'm just kidding. Like a full demonstration demo. Well, there you go. This game came out in early access in June. Early access fantasy action RPG. There you go. They're offering me a key as well for Chapter 2's campaign. Mm-hmm. No Rest for the Wicked's going to be great. I really liked No Rest for the Wicked when I played it. I just would like it to come to console, you know? We got a question here from Lone Wolf. If you're a member, you can do this. Guys, don't slow down on the memberships. You're past the halfway point. You're at 270. Don't slow down now. Another 5 and I owe you 5. Make sure you're doing your renewals as well. If you're already paying for the membership, celebrate the renewal. You get credit. And then members can do this. Lone Wolf says, when next year do you think Borderlands 4 will land? Fourth quarter, if not delayed, would be my guess. I don't know. That turnaround time seems really, really fast. When did Borderlands 3 release? When did Borderlands 3 release? 2019? I mean, I guess it could come next year. Yeah, that's 6 years. That's enough time. I just hope they frickin' nail it. They need to take it into such a bigger and badder direction, because BL3 just was so frickin' phoned in, you know? So phoned in. Yes, the question command works, Raven. You don't need to use it for nonsense questions. Please submit actual questions. There's no reason to waste time. Us players that say PC is best and plays games best, true statement would be, if PC is best as long as you have the best of the best. I say that as someone who has the best of the best. And a 10 bong from Jadix says, we're not slowing down, we're just getting started. And he sets it up. He tees up 280. That's a 20 bomb away from 300. And a 5 bomb from Paco says, let's keep it going, boys. Everybody jump on the train. Everybody throw in a little, and it'll add up to a lot. Thank you so much, Paco and Jadix. I thought we were going to get the 20 bomb dunker. See if any of the big boys are hiding in the wings. We will see. Video cannot be monetized. What? From this morning? Excuse me? We only played music from my playlist this morning. I didn't play anything. View options at 10 minutes and 29 seconds in morning coffee. Okay, let's go take a peek here. What happened at 10 minutes and 29 seconds? No, that's ridiculous. That's a song. That's a copyright-free song. That's got to be a misfire. We've been using this music for forever from Panda Beats. It's telling me that I can buy the license 80s retro wave from Single FX. I'm not going to buy your license. I'm actually curious what this even looks like. To continue adding this license, you must accept the terms and conditions of Creator Music. Okay, confirm. $500 per video gives me full monetization. This has got to be a scam artist. This has got to be a scam artist. I feel like I should dispute this. They're trying. This is copyright-free music. I have permission or a license. I do. I have permission to use this. That's literally what this company. Yeah, I have permission from the copyright owner. This is copyright-free music and is owned by Panda Beats. Somebody's out here trying to sell a license to music that they don't own. Panda Beats. Let's see if Panda Beats has a parent company. Panda Beats, copyright-free music for Twitch, YouTube, and everywhere else. Yeah, I'm on their website right now. I don't see anything about this FX company that is claiming their song. Copyright, yeah, their company name and copyright claimed would be under Panda Beats. Yeah, I'm gonna dispute it. They're trying. Whoever that is trying to sell. They are trying to sell a license for $500 per song. I'm sorry, per video. So that puts monetization in escrow. That'll get released. I always want to draw YouTube's attention to these people that are doing this, because they're usually a scam artist. Let's see. Okay. You need your own DJ to make tracks for you? I reached out to Time Cop. I think it was Time Cop. And asked about licensing their music, and they never got back to me. It would probably be really expensive. Sadly. It would probably be really expensive. Here's a question from Alfonso. Is Hollow Knight Silk Song real? It's real, and it's fantastic. No, I honestly don't know. I mean, I know it's real. I'm just kidding around. It's real. It is. It just, the guy working on it came out for air. You know, and said, hey, the game has gotten quite large. It was some phrasing like that. It was like, the game has gotten quite large, and it's just taking a lot longer. I think it's one of those games where they really wanted to go bigger and better and grander than the first game, and it probably has just, you know, experienced a little bit of scope creep from, you know, from the very beginning to now. So, is chat real? Chat, are you real? Did I miss any gifteds? I did not. Okay, I owe you guys 5. Let me do the 5 that I owe you. There we go. Feature creep. I would think it would be, I feel like a game like Silk Song would be more prone to falling into scope creep. Make the map bigger, make the world bigger, more bosses, more this, more that. I don't know if feature creep, I mean, you could be right. That just doesn't strike me as the kind of game that would fall into that pattern. You know? That to me would be an interesting one. Instead of, because like when I think of feature creep, I think of like big scale RPGs with, you know, different skill trees and, you know, all these different ways of making your player stronger. You know, I don't know. That's how I would view that. I think it's probably fallen prey to scope creep more than anything. Would be my guess. You know, it'll be here eventually. Why do I never get any gifteds? I'll tell you why. YouTube has seemingly made a change, and if I look at your history on the channel, let me just see something here. Have you ever had a gift? I feel like you've had a membership before, Emu. Do you have it toggled that you should get one? Yeah, you've never had a membership, or at least not in a long time. I'm scrolling way back on your chat logs. They made a change to where I don't think you can just like keep getting a membership like over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? And because of that, some people are no longer getting memberships. Like Feed isn't getting one because he's on a sub account. What does that mean? What's a sub account? KT11 is saying you're on a sub. You had the same problem. What? Expound on that. Chat's not fake, but you're definitely chatting with different parts of self. That's right. Wait, what? Your dispute has been submitted. Good. These fakes, they can screw off. You redeemed. You got this. Okay. There we go. Chris F with 28 months of memberships. I don't think they made that change. As soon as my VIP ended, I got a gifted. Really? That's really weird. So, Chris, did you want to get a gifted? Are you trying to upgrade? That's so weird. Where's the option to turn it on? As soon as people gift, you should have the option in chat to receive gifteds. It should pop up and tell you that. I'm here daily for years. I've never received one. Do you have gifteds toggled on my channel? That would be how you get one. That's really interesting that some of you guys haven't got one and you've been here for such a long time. I didn't end up... I've not gotten one in months, so I ended up just getting my own. Branded accounts don't get gifted. Yeah, I mean, it's... To me, I thought they made the change so that you couldn't keep getting a gifted every single month, in a row. That was what I thought they were doing. But as far as like, if you've never gotten one, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know. That's a weird one to me. And a VIP from SSJ Gohan. If you can't get a gifted, if you can afford a gifted, just pick up your own. Pick Member Plus. You'll get into all the content. It supports me, and then you don't got to worry about it. I'm here every day. Haven't gotten a gifted in over a month now. Granted, I've gotten quite a few before. I wonder if they're getting a false positive on some of you. Like, you're not... I think what they're trying to do is prevent you from getting a gifted over and over and over and over again. And I wonder if they're trying to do that so that more people get them. And what they're doing is they're getting a false positive. Like, they think that you shouldn't get one, and you should, is what I'm saying. I wonder if that's what's happening. Like, I know with Feed, we've always taken care of Feed. Always. And he can't get one now. What's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. Yeah, Dave Langer can't get one all of a sudden. So... Speaking of false positive, did Eugene ever get a Pro? Yeah, Eugene could not add a PlayStation 5 Pro to his... he could not add a PlayStation 5 Pro to his cart. I don't know if he ever figured it out. I don't know if they ever solved it for him. Actually, no. I feel like he put that in the Discord when he finally got it. I like paying yearly versus monthly. I don't think you can pay for a year. I think you can pay for 6 months in advance on YouTube. So, all right, let's get back onto one of the topics. We've been doing some housekeeping and try to help people get members and stuff. Keep the member train going. I'll keep responding with my own. You guys have got a little bit of a ways to go. You might need to ping some of the Bat Signal big boys, get them in here, and we'll keep hanging out and keep talking. Curious if you guys, were there any games from the Xbox partner preview that I didn't talk about, or anything that you wanted my feedback on? Because there was quite a lot of games that we talked about. We talked about how we might see Wolverine soon, the reviews of Unknown 9 Awakening. I put Squirrel with a Gun and Thronefall on your radar. That Firebreak game, I don't really get why they made that game. It looks fun, but it's just such a weird direction for the makers of Control. The WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, the Mistfall game. Has anybody figured out if Mistfall will let you not play against players? Can you strictly play that game PvE Extraction? Is that possible? Fun show today. Nitro Fusion renews that membership, and it counts. If you guys upgrade, let me know. That also counts. We count those as double. They also had Subnautica 2 and the Mouse PI game and the Yakuza game. The Lake House trailer for Alan Wake 2. The Chronos trailer. Blind Fire. Lot of games. Brick Eden Zero? Eden Zero? What's that? Mouse PI looks dope. It does look dope. They don't have like a Steam demo of that, do they? And Stone Spire gifts a member. Congrats on hitting 45,000. Guys, thanks so much. Help us celebrate hitting 45,000 subs by hitting the like button. It'll get more people in here. I know what Stone Spire's going to do. He's going to gift 2 more and get us to 290. He's hoping somebody tag teams with him and does the 10 bomb dunker. Is there a demo for it? No. Mouse, there's no demo. It just says planned release date 2025. Yeah. This game looks so fun. There's another one from Stone Spire. Thank you so much, Stone Spire. There's another one from Stone Spire. And he does. He gets us. He rounds us out to 290. This guy is a madman. He just continues to round us out, hoping for somebody to tag team with him on those bombs. Boom. I also like how I love the use of like 3D settings that look a little subdued, and so like the cartoon and the enemies like pop right on top of it. I really, really like this game. It looks so cool. Eden Zero was the anime game yesterday. Purple Haze gifts a member, and Patrick gifts a member. It's a single train. It's a single gifted train. Thank you guys so much for gifting as well. I appreciate that so much. Purple Haze, I feel like I recognize you. Purple Shade, Microsoft is okay being a mediocre chess player. Doc Dark. Oh, you reacted to one of Doc Dark's videos? Have you ever reacted to any of my stuff? I see Doc Dark on your channel. No, just my boy Doc. Thanks for the gifted, Purple Haze. I think I'm banned from getting gifted. Yeah, some people just can't get them all of a sudden, you know? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why some people can't get them. You know? Eden Zero. Let's check this game out from yesterday. And a single from Boris. Thank you so much. Boris takes us to 293. Let's see. Eden Zero trailer. Let's check it out. Eden Zero announcement trailer from the Xbox partner preview. And Jadix gifts a member and takes us to 294. One at a time is just fine. You guys are the best. The mystery of the gifted. Yeah. Yeah, this is one I didn't include because these games just don't appeal to me. Yeah, these games just don't appeal to me. So I didn't include this in the show open, but I know these types of games are popular and people love them. And you know, there's a variety of reasons why. Purple Haze jumps back in on a member plus. Thank you so much for doing that. That's going to bump the line as well. That puts us a 5 bomb away from 300 on the week. You guys are awesome. Purple is an ABK deal hater. Oh. So we are friends. We are friends then. We're almost best friends then. Like, she sounds smart. She sounds super intelligent, you know? $10. She's educated. I'm going to put money on it, you know? PhD maybe? PhD? Anybody against the ABK deal? I'm like, oh yeah, that's a smart one there. That's a smart cookie there. Madara with the 5 bomb does it and gets us to 300. It's possible now. 500's within reach. You guys could totally do it. You could totally do it. I owe you 5 more. Let me see. It's loading, and I'm clicking. Taking a second. Yeah, branded accounts can't get gifted, but some of these people have gotten them in the past before. I don't get it. I really don't understand. Okay. There we go. They went through. Not PhD, I'm guessing THC. Why not both? You know? I still chat in here and haven't had a gifted in a while either, but no complaints. Yeah, I wonder if they're getting ready to roll out individual gifting and they've changed the like how the thing chooses people to get a membership. Right? And the 5 bomb from Reforge Gaming, that's right. Like, I wonder, because I was told they're getting ready to roll out individual gifting. So Was the Wolverine news or rumor discussed already? A little bit in passing. A little bit in passing. So basically, there is an insider who is reliable, and this insider has indicated that there will be a Wolverine trailer soon. They're gearing up to do something soon. Now, the interesting thing is, they think it's either going to be at the Game Awards or a super secret event. Now, I don't know if when they're saying super secret event, are they going wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? Is that what they're doing? And is that then potentially the 30th anniversary game, 30th anniversary celebration that we heard about that's going to be happening in the first week or second week of December? And that's when we're going to see finally a bunch of the first party studios show up, right? So they might know something more than just like, oh yeah, Wolverine's gearing up to show up. They might know about like a PlayStation 30th anniversary, basically a PlayStation showcase, because we have not gotten a PlayStation showcase since summer of last year. And that likely would be the right time to do it. You know, it's been a while. It has been a while since they have had like a big event. So that would be the time to do it. Excuse me. And first party's been first party's been pretty quiet. Like the general consensus and thought and theme lately is that, you know, PlayStation first party's got to come out and start talking, you know, at some point. Now, PlayStation sort of MO, they're sort of standing, you know, operating procedures. Basically what they do is they don't really like to step on each other. They don't like to step on their various devs and studios. So usually it's like one or two at a time. They'll do like one or two big announcements at a time, and then everybody else just keeps staying quiet. Apparently I have a brand account because I used to make videos on my page back in the mid-2000s, and that makes me not eligible for a gifted. You can change from a branded. And a 50 bomb from MASH! He comes out of the shadows and says, we're gonna have a spooky Friday, and he takes over the chat just like that. This guy is insane. I'm pushing it again so you can see it. The 50-member bomb, the Death Star, gets to show up. This man, he always sits back and waits and then just descends on chat like a maniac. MASH, taking over once again. Guys, right now, do me a favor. We need 50 more likes to hit 300. Let's celebrate the 50 bomb with some likes. Smash that thumbs up button. And some of you guys, switch off of the branded account if you can. Switch off so you can enjoy these gifted members, right? If you're on a gifted or you're paying for your own and you want to get into even more content like gameplay in the green room, then upgrade to Member Plus. It's $1 more. It's $6. It helps me and it helps others. All right. It'll get more room. When those 50 bombs drop, it'll make more room for more people. And right now, the count, we're trying to get to 600 people at Member Plus and above. And we are at the highest we have ever been. We're at 560. Purple Haze just upgraded. Thank you for doing that, Purple Haze. And yesterday, the great Stan Bino did. Now, I have a standing incentive. If 5 of you upgrade in a day, I drop a 20 bomb. I'm going to bless 20 people if 5 of you upgrade. We already have a head start because Purple Haze did it. If 4 more people bump up, I'll drop a 20 bomb. So consider upgrading your membership from the 5 or from gifted and pick up the Member Plus at 6. And another one comes in from Jordan. Thank you so much, Jordan Lanham, a.k.a. John Lanham. And a 50 bomb from Purple Haze. Oh no! MASH has a tag team partner and skyrockets us all the way to 401 just like that. 2 monsters in the room. MASH and Purple Haze said, we'll take care of the count, boys. Gee, many Christmas. Another enormous, the biggest one you can do from Purple Haze. I told you she was smart. I told you she I told y'all, you know? Thank you so much for the gifted membership. Hope you remember me. I went by Donovan Colwell or Stealthy Loud. We played Fortnite together. Donovan Colwell or Stealthy Loud? Man, that seems so familiar. That seems like such a familiar name to me. You didn't get a gifted, by the way. Or are you on it? You're on your wrong account, it looks like. It looks like you're on your business account. Like your lawn care account. Purple Haze. Stealthy rings a bell. Stealthy rings a bell. I feel like I remember somebody named Stealthy. I feel like he had like did he have like he had like a unique voice. I feel like he had like a memorable voice. He's like, yeah, I'm getting him over there. He had like a, you know, when someone's voice almost sounds, it has a not in a bad way, but it has an almost cartoonish quality to it. I have a weird memory of that. I watched you 2 years ago. I was here every day. Well, you're on a different account. I don't know what account you were on. Like you're said thank you for the gifted. Are you on the wrong account? You're on like a lawn care account that's only like 5 months ago. Haha, you said I did? Wait, did I say that at the time while playing Fortnite on a Friday? I commented on your voice, didn't I? I swear I remembered that. I was like, I remembered you having a voice that was like, something about it was memorable, and I can't remember. It was something. It wasn't like I was making fun of you. It was like a jovial. We were all laughing together. Well done, so cool, Mash and Purple Haze. Yeah, dude, just absolutely monstrous work today. Just monstrous. You guys are on the runway now. You guys can all chip in and help out. Double check again, guys. Double check. Minimize chat and make sure you've done the thumbs up. Make sure you've liked the video. Everybody that got a member, you can submit questions and they'll pop up on the screen just like this. So use that question command. Start to, let's drive the conversation. Let's keep the talk show going. I've only been streaming for an hour and a half, right? We usually go for about 2.5 hours. Like we're only about halfway through the show. So let's keep it going. Keep the conversation going. Let's get it back on gaming. And appreciate you guys, man. The support of the channel, Mash especially, dude. You've just gone crazy for months and months and months. And now today, Purple coming in and also just bringing the heat. Thank you, Purple Haze. This account might ring a bell. Yes. Yep. No, I remember you. I totally remember you. We were playing, oh my gosh. I remember, weren't you the one that was like, you were goofing and laughing, and we said at the end of the night, we were like, I said something about liking your energy or something. I turned away from the mic to breathe in, yeah. Chocolate rain. Yeah, 50 is the max number of gifting allowed. It is. I actually owe you guys a 20 bomb from Riddish and a 5 bomb from Darren. Just like that, we're at another milestone, passing the 25. I was going to say, I owe you guys a 20 bomb right now, but I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to wait in line because Riddish has picked up the ball and chucked it further down the field, and so has Darren. Thank you guys so much. If this was a sports channel, those are the analogies we would use for gifts, right? And 25 yards. And another 20 bomb from Mash. He will not be outdone. He is the king gifter. Nobody will take the crown from him. And Stonespire wears the crown of the gifted nudge. He loves to nudge the line. And a 10 bomb from Cardock Ren as the train continues to rumble across the tracks. Thank you so much. And a gifted train just keeps going. Stone Spire says, I'll do another one. He loves to round us out. It's like his favorite thing to do. So consistently generous. Thank you, Stone Spire. Purple Haze going to come back. I mean, we'll see. I've not seen anybody keep in step with MASH. It's almost impossible. Stone Spire with another one. This dude I think he takes, and B-Nibble with one takes us to 460. I literally think like he would not, he wouldn't let anybody. I wouldn't try it. I mean it. I'm not doing reverse psychology. I would not try to out-gift MASH. You're going to learn a hard lesson. I would not. It's not recommended. It is not recommended. That would be like trying to out-gift Eknor before he passed away. Rest in peace, Eknor. We appreciate you to this day. Zinthos gifts a single as well as Stone Spire and takes us to 462. You know? Just no way. Either won the lottery or doesn't pay rent. I think he's just a super swell, generous guy. He always has been, you know? I don't even remember when he started showing up. I think it was during ABK coverage. I swear it was. I forget. You ran out this month. No, Raven, you've done more than enough. You've done more than enough. Home stretch, let's get it, says Patrick. We are definitely on the home stretch. We are. Rockin' hard, dude. Good to see you. Thank you for gifting me a sub. Wasn't even here and got the notification. Greatly appreciated. Are you on the wrong account as well? Do you have multiple accounts? I feel like some of you guys have 2 accounts so that you can get the gifteds and you keep coming in on the wrong one. Stone Spire comes in and bumps it again. You're on your way towards the goal to play Silent Hill 2 Remake? Yeah, I gave you guys a 2-for-1. Ordinarily, this is what we're going to do, okay? We have moved Friday nights to Friday afternoons. Madam will join me sometimes for those Friday afternoons, okay? You can still unlock Friday night whenever we hit the stretch goal. I was nice this week, and I said, well, I'm not going to make you hit stretch. And Patrick with one and a 5-bomb from AOZ brings in 6 and takes us to 469. Nice. And a single comes in from Hattigan and takes it to 470. And a 2-spot from Trill. I'm super generous too. Thank you, Trill. And a VIP, says AOZ, says, let's get there, and takes us to 471. Thank you guys so much. Seriously. Hattigan says, all aboard. Hattigan, you're gifted members, and you're not a member plus, brother. You got to get up on there. I can't count those. I have to be at you. I need VIPs and pluses for the renewals, or I can't count them. We're trying to hit that goal, too. We want 600 people at member plus and above. And a 10-bomb from MASH. This man doesn't quit. Unstoppable. They cut you off again, Stone Spire. I'm not surprised. You're fine. Take a break. You are totally fine, Stone Spire. Take a break, bro. And RPG throws his hat in the ring as well and takes us to 482. Those single gifteds add up, guys. They really do. Don't let the big boys scare you off. And a 5-bomb from Trill Troll. Somebody called him out. Don't call him out about his super chat. Somebody called him out about his super chat. Don't be mean. It takes us to 487. Thank you so much, Trill Troll. Says that's all you get. He's got a fever, and the only subscription is more gifting. That's right. And Mike on a mic gifts one as well. 488. All right. Guys, try to submit questions as well when we're doing this so we can keep the gaming conversation going. It's always super exciting when the gifted goes crazy, but we're not at all doing a game show, a gaming talk show. Like we're just shouting about members. So like let's try to have a tandem effort here. Two things going at once. Gifting's amazing. Super chats are amazing. Submit questions so we can kind of have pop-ups and topics and things to kind of keep the conversation going. It is Friday, so the whole week's not been like this. You know, hijacking a show is amazing, and I love you. But always try to kind of bring both, because we're just driving people away right now. Viewers are just leaving because we're not having a talk show. I'm just shouting about members. Yo, Keithius gifts a member and bumps a line to 489. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're definitely playing Silent Hill 2. It's happening. It's happening. Oh. Might be my VIP renewal from Jordan Lanham. He says, you are the equivalent of Southern comfort food. If it were up to me, I'd make you do this until you were 90. Well, thank you. That is ridiculously kind and specific, but I'll take the compliment. 490. There it is. We're a 10 bomb away. We are a 10 bomb away. You subscribed. Well, welcome. What's the first game you're going to play with the Pro? Excellent question. Thank you for asking. I am going to try out Final Fantasy 16 first because I'm really hoping that they can fix the issues with performance mode. I think performance mode runs like absolute trash. And I know people don't agree with me and they think I'm being hyperbolic, but it's bad. I mean, you get to town or you go to explore and it's really rough. So that's the first one I'm going to try. I know it is not officially PS5 enhanced, right? I know it's not PS5 Pro enhanced. I'm hoping that it either gets PS5 Pro enhanced or the basic game boost just gives me better frames when I'm in towns or exploring. So, Mike on to Mike, I think you're going to have to resubmit your question. So many people submitted questions at once. Yours got passed over. So, Lone Wolf submits a question. This is a great thing to do when you're a member. And Reddish with the 10 bomb does it. He lands the plane. And we get to 500. That's it. You guys have hit the goal for the week. Did I get it to 500? Says my man, Incredible Black. No. But you guys are more than welcome to go for the stretch goal because that's going to be the standard operating procedure is goal for the week, unlock something fun for Friday afternoon. We've moved it to Friday afternoon so more people can come. But I know you guys really love Friday nights, okay? I know you guys really love Friday nights. So you can still get it with stretch. I'm not requiring stretch this week. I think that's fair. We're gonna wait a week for you guys to get used to the new format. We're also gonna see if the new format it's better because I feel like the scheduling of doing something Friday night, there's just so many of you that can't come, and I always felt bad about that. You'd unlock some cool, exciting thing that we would do, and like half of you couldn't make it. So, sacrilegious Returnal on the PS5 Pro. I mean, has Returnal been officially announced as PS5 Pro enhanced? Because if it hasn't, then what's the point? Thank you, Incredible Black, by the way, for renewing 26 months, and you bumped the line to 501. Incredible Black is here. Now, where's Insomniac Black? They don't... And Smiley with the 20 bomb says, let's do it. Let's honor it. Let's hit the stretch. Let's have a practice run. Let's have a dress rehearsal. Thank you so much. All right. Back to the question here from Lone Wolf. He says, is our bet about Dragon Age still on? Yes. It will not receive a Game of the Year nomination. It won't. It won't. What did I say? A 50 bomb? What was the bet? Was it a 20 bomb or a 50 bomb? I can't remember. No way. No. If Stalker 2 lands as strong as these previews are saying, ain't no way. Ain't no way that it's going to be in contention. Oh, what was our bet? Remind me of our bet. Was the bet that it was going to land in the 90s? No. Remind me again. Was it the 90s? You think it's going to land in the 90s? Oh, you said high 80s. I bet that it wouldn't get high 80s. Speaking of bets. Oh, what's this bet? Hang on. Who did I bet this with? Hang on. Here we go. Wait. Here we go. I would put 50 gifted members on the table. Blade is a multiplat. It's a multiplat. Wait, does my voice sound different in that clip? I swear, my voice sounded different in that clip. What was I doing to my microphone to make it sound like that? I would put 50 gifted members on the table. Blade is a multiplat. It's a multiplat. Wait, does my voice sound different in that clip? I swear, my voice sounded different in that clip. What was I doing? Sorry, I'm not trying to put you guys in like a Matrix loop. I just wanted to hear them back to back. I think I had the bass too high or something. Yo, Insomniac Black with a 10 bomb takes us to 531. Thank you so much. Appreciate your generosity and support. See, Insomniac Black and Incredible Black are both here at the same time. There you go. You hit puberty. It sounded super compressed. Yeah, I wonder what I was doing with my microphone back then. I did make adjustments. I had to turn my microphone up all the way on the mixer whenever we would do mobile streaming. And I wonder if that was making it go through and needing to be compressed. Yeah, I still will bet you guys 50 gifted members at Blade's a frickin' multiplat. There's no way it's not. There's no way that it's not multiplat, bros. They're bringing Indiana Jones to PlayStation 5, so Blade is a multiplat. I can't see it any other way. Sounded like in a world where Blade is a multiplat reveal or video game frick. I wish I could go back and do 50s like I could when me and Eknor were competing. Although next year, a lot of financial things are changing, so that may start happening again. Hey, my man. I remember that. Yes, you were one of the guys that would go crazy with Eknor. Oh my gosh, dude. Number one, thank you for that time. That was a huge time for the channel. We really turned a corner. You said low to mid 80s for Dragon Age Inquisition. I bet 5 because I have other obligations this month in the case that I'm wrong. Okay, you bet 5. All right, well, let's just make it a friendly 5 then. 5 gifteds. Yeah, 5 gifteds. And we will yes. I think it lands in the mid to low 80s. So 85 and down, I'm correct. 86 and up, you're correct. I think that's fair. Games Radar has a list. Returnal is PS5 Pro Enhanced. Hang on, let's go to this Returnal PlayStation Store. It's not listed. It's not listed in the store as enhanced. So Dragon Age Veilguard. Did I say Dragon Age Inquisition again? I always freaking do that. I always do that. I don't know if Returnal has been officially announced by PlayStation as being PS5 Pro Enhanced. So, I hope that it is. Dynamite Black. We got Insomniac Black. We got Insomniac Black. We got Incredible Black. And now we have Dynamite Black. There it is. They're all here. They're going to join forces. And form like a giant Voltron, where instead of like a red cat and a yellow cat, they're all black cats. It's going to be a big Voltron. You have 50 gifted sub bet with me on whether Star Wars Outlaws is nominated for Game of the Year. I thought it was. You thought that it wouldn't. So, Mash, you might as well pay up now. No, I'm kidding. Save it for that night. That'll be fun. I'm going to make a lot of money that night. I have a lot of bets with people about what will get Game of the Year nominations and what won't. So I'm buying my kids Christmas presents that night, dude. I'm telling you what, dude. A lot of people are like, yeah, dude, you know, that looks like it could be Game of the Year. No, it does not. No, it does not. What's with all this blackness? I mean, I don't know. I've never I've never questioned it. I just enjoy it. I enjoy the friendship and the love, you know? I don't know why. Even back when I played Call of Duty, my lobbies, my party, and my clan, I was always the odd man out. I don't know why that happens, but I like it. I like it. A lot of cookouts to go to. All right, Odin Arrow says, what game would you like to see adapted to TV or movie, animated included? Oh, if it's animated? Well, they're already doing Tsushima with real people, and the John Wick director is directing it, so that's like a fever dream. That's like the oh my gosh, that's going to be so good. You know, I would probably say Returnal could make an amazing miniseries. It really could, with the biomes and the special effects that you could do. I don't think you would want to do Returnal animated. You know? Mike on the mic, putting fists in the chat. Fight the power. Oh, they're S tier. It's because Lono loves black. Look at his shirt, glasses, and heart. Yeah, that's it. It's clear, you know. It's just the unspoken thing, you know. Wait, do I owe you guys some members? I do. I owe I still owe a 20 bomb. Yeah. I've not done the 20 bomb yet, have I? Yeah, I owe a 20 bomb from when we hit 500. Here, let me do that right now while it's calmed down. Somebody said Returnal, make it like that Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, I think you could do some really, really cool stuff with the right cast, right special effects. Yeah, Returnal could make an amazing series. So, guys, viewership's bouncing back. Thank you, man, for continuing to tune in to Gaming News Today. We're gifting members. We're celebrating. We just hit 45,000 subs. We're on the road to 50K and taking back what's ours. I'm not taking back what's mine. I'm taking back what's ours. This is a community effort from everything that's happened over the last 4 years. You guys are the best. And members can submit questions and they pop up on the screen. So this question came from Perfect Image. How do you feel about the Xbox show and how would you rate it? I would give it a strong B+ or an A. I mean, I thought it was a great show. It was good. It was a really, really good show. It was good variety. There was something for everybody. I go into a lot of these shows and I don't have like expectations through the dadgum roof. I'm just like expecting, you know, a bunch of games that some will appeal to me and some won't. But like, I thought that Chronos looked amazing. The Lake House DLC looked amazing. The Like a Dragon Pirate game looked like one that I might actually play. The Mouse game looked cool. Subnautica 2, Eternal Strands, Mistfall Hunter, WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, and then the FBC Firebreak game. Like, and that's not even all the games. That's just the ones that I thought looked interesting or fun. For me, 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, I thought it was a really, really good show. Yeah. Listen, I think we've talked about this before. I think more and more people need to start to see that you can't go into these shows, whether it's a state of play or a partner preview, and expect E3. And I think a lot of people have done that. Like they've just passively, oh, there's an event and it's about video games. It better be amazing. And it's like, that's not possible. There aren't enough big AAA studios and big AAA blockbuster games and stuff. There's not enough of them out there to make every 20-minute state of play or 30-minute showcase or 30-minute state of play or 30-minute direct or whatever, if they're 20 to 30 minutes, homie, they can't all be like that. Half the games aren't going to appeal to you. Some of the games aren't even going to be something that you like. They're going to be games that you actively dislike. You know, that's the expectations that I go in. Yeah. That bet with MASH. MASH brought it up, so we were bringing up all the other bets. Yeah, the Star Wars bet. Toxic Nerd Rage. I don't need a AAA banger every showcase. Returnal has no ending to make a show out of. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. The ending is quite literally her doing it again. Like, that's it. It would be, I think it'd be amazing. It'd probably make the, it would really tick off the audience, Eugene, but I would love it. People would get to the end and be like, what the frick, man? So she's just there forever? Where's the character progression? Oh, man. My man Stone Spire with a question. As far as Unknown 9 goes, what exactly was the issue in the reviews? And why are PlayStation reviews more positive? I don't know. It's possible that third-person action games with that kind of combat, it's possible that it's just they're more naturally more appealing to PlayStation users because that's the kind of games they play, is like the third-person action adventure games. Let's just look at something here. I'm interested in something. I want to compare Flintlock. I want to compare the same thing. Let's compare Flintlock and see if the same thing happened. Flintlock Siege of Dawn has a 3.97 on PlayStation. It has a 2.9 on Xbox. An entire point difference, right? How did it do on Steam? Flintlock Siege of Dawn on Steam. Let's see. 77. So its highest score is, let's see, 3.97 divided by 5 is a 79. That's a 77. And then that's even worse. The Xbox score is the worst score. Just a little experiment, you know. There's another game in that vein of like third-person action-adventure game, and its best score is on PlayStation. It could just literally be a preference thing, that like PlayStation users are more inclined to like games like that, even if they're more mediocre. They're like, oh no, that was a fun game. I had a good time, and they give it a reasonable score. Now, as far as what are the issue with the reviews, that's the question that Stone Spire's asking here. You know, what exactly the issues with the reviews? Pretty much bland story, bland gameplay. No one's leaving like a scathing review. They're not like, this is crap, this is garbage. They're just like, it's really bland, it's not very fun, it's not that great of a game. They're more positive because they're better games? Or you meant better gamers? No, I don't think that's it at all. I literally think it comes down to a preference thing. I do. I think if you make a third-person action-adventure game and you put it on PlayStation, you're going to get a better score than other places. Like, okay, let's just do another test here. All right. And then let's go. Here we go. And... okay. So Forspoken has a 76 on PlayStation. Its overall score on Steam is a 63%. Now, it's gotten a little bit better in its more recently is at a 70, but it's still lower. So Forspoken, same deal. Now, one of the reasons I think Forspoken got, you know, somewhat scathing reviews, not scathing, but somewhat middling reviews from the PlayStation audience is, that's one thing you have to remember is if you're going to bring a third-person action-adventure game to PlayStation, you are competing. The copyright claim has been released. Good news. After reviewing the dispute, they've decided to release their copyright claim. Oh, they've decided to release their copyright claim. Scammers. Yeah, I saw people complaining about the Space Marine 2 nerfs. I did. As you guys are coming in, if it's your first time here today, and maybe you watch on a regular basis, make sure you guys go through the ritual of as soon as you get in, hit like and say hello in the chat. That helps us out. Adam Lee submitted a question. A bunch of members have submitted questions. We've had a huge membership day, so continue to just submit those questions and be a part of the conversation. What got copyrighted? Some company tried to claim a song from this morning in Morning Coffee, and it's from this Panda Beats copyright-free playlist that I use. And I was like, yeah, you don't own the rights to this song. But they weren't just claiming it. They claimed it and were offering to sell the license, and I could pay $500 per video to use it. And I was like, are they just out here trying to cast a wide net, hoping some dumb YouTuber will do it and be like, yeah, sure, I'll pay for the license. And then they get, a couple $1,000. I don't know. Next question here from Adam Lee says, if they come out with another BioShock, what do you think would be good to keep it fresh? I wasn't a big BioShock guy. I played BioShock Infinite, and I remember liking it. Back then, I was like, when did BioShock Infinite came out? I feel like I was a big Destiny guy back then. 2013. No, at that time I was big Call of Duty and Borderlands with my buds. So when BioShock Infinite came out, I remember playing it. I remember enjoying it, but I was not the greatest gamer back then. I would always kind of play Call of Duty. And then when I became a streamer, all I played was Destiny. So a lot of the times what will happen is people will be like, well, I can't believe that guy hasn't played all these games. Like, I've had people call me a fraud and say I'm not a real gamer because I don't know these games or didn't play these games. I mean, I guess if that makes them feel better to insult a stranger over what games I have or haven't played, I don't know. I guess if it makes them feel better, that's kind of pathetic. But I wasn't a great gamer. I played Call of Duty almost exclusively for years with my buds. Then I got big into Borderlands with my buds, and I would play co-op with my wife. And then when I got into streaming, I was like only ever playing Destiny. So I missed out on a lot of great games. I missed out on a lot of great franchises. I was late to PlayStation, so I didn't play a lot of the games like Metal Gear or the early Uncharted games. So I don't have any nostalgia with certain franchises. So, yeah, Judas next year will apparently be in the vein of BioShock. So, we're just old and still learning new gaming together. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty honest about that. I don't try to, put on airs and act like I'm an expert about all these old games and all these old franchises. So, you know what I mean? If that bothers people and they feel like my lack of experience in games, makes me a fraud or whatever. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I just think people continue to self-report that they're weird, insecure degenerates. I've never tried to act like I'm the expert on games or that I know about all these games. I've always tried to own the fact that, I spent 10 years almost only playing Call of Duty. Then I spent 5 years almost only playing Destiny. So, sadly, I missed out on a lot of great games and a lot of great franchises, That's just the nature of things. What's this? Mash says, let's make a bet. You're making another bet, Mash? Do you think Stellar Blade gets nominated for Game of the Year? No. No, it's probably my personal Game of the Year. It's basically tied with Astrobot. Yeah, it's basically tied with Astrobot, but I don't think Stellar Blade gets a nomination. No. Guys, take a quick second. Smash the like button. Say hello in chat. Submit a question if you want to. If you're a member, you can type !question. And you can submit a question. My first system was Atari. Well, if you go back far enough, that's when you'll start to find my gaming history. You've got to go back pretty far, though. You got to go back to Coleco, original Nintendo. You got to go back far. So that to me is where, if you go back far enough, I actually have a pretty decent gamer card. It's like Coleco, regular Nintendo, all the way to GameCube, then a bunch of PC. But then my era of PC back into console gaming just fixated on shooters like Call of Duty. Like, we still remember when Doom was on PC. Right, and I think that's why it's like everybody's journey through gaming is different. Like, if you gravitated to PlayStation, or you gravitated to Nintendo, or you gravitated to Xbox, we've all had very, very different experiences. Like, I always considered myself an Xbox guy, but not because of Xbox property. Right? I always considered myself an Xbox guy, not because of Xbox property, but because that's where I played Call of Duty. That's where my boys were. That's where all my games were. That's where I bought Destiny. That's where I played Destiny. That's where I built my channel, playing Destiny. My first streams were through the Kinect camera. Like, I literally started my streaming career because some corporate executive pushed for the Kinect camera. So I was able to start a streaming career, and I didn't have to buy anything. I didn't have to buy any equipment or anything. So that's why I've always considered myself an Xbox guy before the last couple of years. But it wasn't because I was like a big Halo guy or like a big Gears guy or any other, Xbox first party property, So B-Nibble submits a question. Do you think Astrobot deserves Game of the Year considering it's a mashup of Nintendo games from the past? No, it's not. Mike on the mic says, I'm not even going to entertain questions like that because that's just not true about Astrobot. It's not just a mashup of Nintendo games because you saw a montage of cherry-picked mechanics that exist in other games. You could do that with almost any platformer. You could do that with almost any Souls game. You could do that with Elden Ring. You could do that with any third-person action adventure game. You could take snippets of combat and action that are mimicked in other games. That's like not even true at all about Astrobot. And the seething and molding that's going to take place if it wins is going to be legendary. Mike on the mic says, beyond FF16, what other games are you looking forward to playing on the Pro? I mean, primarily, I want to finish FF16. Primarily, I want to finish FF16. Secondarily, after that, I'd love to give Dragon's Dogma 2 a try if it runs better. And I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that I kind of held on. Like, I'm hoping maybe Black Myth Wukong runs better and doesn't have to use frame gen to double the frames. Like, if I can play Black Myth Wukong at 60 and not get all the input latency and all the dropped inputs because of the frame gen, that to me is the other game I'm kind of thinking of. Everything else are probably just new games. I don't necessarily need to go back and play old games unless it's really, really transformative. You mean when it wins? Yeah, I think it's the front runner. Space Marine 2 Game of the Year? No, it doesn't have a high enough score. Not enough outlets will vote for it. It's the voting process, the jury process is going to make it really hard for a game like Space Marine 2 to win. So, have they yet provided details for Final Fantasy 16? No, they have not said anything specifically about it, but it should get a general boost. It should. It should get a general boost. I had to train myself to not look directly at the screen when exploring or the hideout in FF16. I couldn't even do that. I just couldn't do it. Out of combat was bad. Yeah, he's banning me. No, I'm not. I was typing a reply to somebody who needs set straight on something. We have 3 games that'll definitely get nominated for Game of the Year: Astrobot, Rebirth, and Metaphor. I think Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth's another guaranteed in there. I think the next 2 spots, from what we're hearing about Stalker 2, it could grab one. Helldivers 2 could maybe grab one because it really did capture the attention of the world, so a lot of outlets might throw it in there, but it didn't have a particularly strong score, so I don't think Helldivers 2 could get up there. I mean, it has a chance, but you think Rebirth wins, Mike? I don't know. The praise for Astrobot was seemingly quite a bit higher, so... the vibe around Astrobot was like, this is the game of the year. Like, that's how people talked about it. So, question here from Alfonso. Thoughts on Sony losing the EU add-on case? Yeah, what are the details of this? I saw somebody put this in the Discord, and I didn't have time to look into it. Can you guys give me the too long didn't read on this, like the Cliff's Notes? Yeah, Like a Dragon Yakuza is coming October 24th to Prime. It actually looks pretty good. I thought the trailer looked good. I don't think enough people will have a chance to fully play Stalker 2 for it to get much recognition. Depends how early they can get it in the hands of the outlets, Eugene. If they give it to them 2 weeks before, and then the embargo drops, and they all have really, really strong reviews, it'll be fresh in their minds when Jeff Keighley sends out the vote and says, hey, the voting window is closed. Like, it's literally like the last game that'll release before the window closes. Sony tried to get modding banned and got told to do one? What? Astrobot has a 70% chance to win. The rest of the nominations are fighting for that 30%. Boss battles look cool, though. But that's just people with review codes. Oh. Well, Eugene, it depends on when the window is for when they have to submit nominations. So, if these outlets are given enough time, like, let's say the window for voting, the window for releasing your game closes on, November 22nd. And then the event takes place, I think, December 17th. That's almost a month. I would hope that a lot of those outlets would say, we don't want to submit our votes for Game of the Year until we play the last game that snuck in under the wire. Let's play through Stalker 2 before we submit our votes. I would hope Keighley would give them enough time. When does voting close? I think voting probably runs all the way up to a couple of days before the event or something. Oh, it's the 12th. I'm sorry. I thought that was the 17th. So it's the 12th. So it's not quite a month. It's 3 weeks. You're fighting holidays? I mean, maybe. A lot of people game over the holidays. Right? It'll be kind of a bummer, Eugene, if you're right. If, Stalker 2 ends up not having a ton of reviews on Metacritic and OpenCritic, and it purely loses a quantitative battle. I think that'll be a huge bummer. That'll be a huge bummer. Nominees are announced mid-November according to the website. That's not possible because that can't be, that sounds like a contradiction. How can you announce nominees if the window for game launching is November 22nd? The Directive on Legal Protection of Computer Programs does not allow the holder of that protection to prohibit the marketing of third-party of software which merely changes variables transferred temporarily to working memory, judges said in a statement. So they're telling PlayStation they can't block mods? What about for like a multiplayer game where somebody could cheat? Is that considered in a different category? Technically already in the holidays. I'm gaming on an hourly basis. I mean, not really. Was it confirmed that soccer can make game of the year? Yeah, we went and checked. Nominees coming mid-November, it says. That doesn't... Yeah, I see what you're saying, Talika. That doesn't make any sense. It's a major loss against cheats. If Sony losing that case opens up the floodgates for cheating software to be, you know, you're able to like sideload or add mods or things like that, that's not a good thing. I wouldn't celebrate that. You might get 100 people to review it, but these outlets have 10 plus people with input here. So one might have enough time to play it, the other 9 won't. Right. Well, they could come to the table and say, hey, I think we should vote for this one. I mean, obviously that's, you know, obviously that's one of the things that you have to consider. Last 28 days. So close. We created this channel in December of 2020. It's going to be really interesting where it'll be after 5 years. I didn't realize when we created this channel. Cheating is still covered by TOS and stuff. I'm split on the idea. I don't mind the platforms becoming a little bit more open for modding for games that it's like a benefit to the game. Purple Haze says, I doubt Stalker 2 makes the cutoff. Usually the revised cutoff date is the second week of November. No, we actually looked into this. We went to the site. Here, I'll show you guys. We went to the site and we got the official cutoff date, and Stalker actually comes out in time. Yeah, right here. The text is super small. How big can I make this? Okay, there we go. Games eligible for the Game Awards this year must be available for public consumption on or before Friday, November 22nd, 2024 at 9 p.m. Pacific. Titles that are released after this date are eligible for the Game Awards ceremony in 2025. Similarly, games that were released on or after November 18th, 2023 are first eligible for this year's awards. So, Stalker comes out before Friday, November 22nd. So it makes the cutoff. But what Eugene is saying is the problem that you're going to run into is that you're not going to have enough reviews. And what Talika is saying is the top of the website says the nominees are coming out mid-November. Well, that's not mid-November. Like, November 22nd is not mid-November. Stalker 2 comes out on November the 20th. So, Stalker 2 comes out 2 entire days before the cutoff, but that's well after the middle of November. Middle of November is like the 15th or the 16th, and that's 4 or 5 days later. So, I don't know. That's unfortunate if they miss the cut, because of all of the games, it would be a bummer that it won't get a nomination because it lands in this awkward valley and doesn't get enough quantity of votes. It'd be really unfortunate of it to happen to that game of all games because of the reasons surrounding its delays. That might be extended this year, given the later Game Awards date. I think Stalker 2 will send them an advanced copy and they'll have plenty of time to review it. To meet our balloting deadlines, publishers or developers may provide advance or pre-release access to games for critical evaluation. Right. What Eugene's saying is they might not be able to send enough copies. How many people vote in the process? Isn't it like a mixture of YouTubers and outlets? Isn't it somewhere in like the 200 to 300 range of voting participants? They would have to send a ridiculous amount of copies out. Have there been any games similar to Stalker 2 that have won Game of the Year? From what I've seen so far, I'm not seeing it win. I'm cheering for it because what I read in the preview sounds really promising, and I'm really pulling for the developers, right? There's obviously external reasons that I have that it would be really, really cool to see that game climb up on the Game of the Year podium and get a nomination. Now, I don't know if it has what it takes to win, given the strong standing of FF7 Rebirth and Astrobot, but I hear you. But it's the nominee selection timeline, similar to 2020. It could, but wouldn't be the first time that it has happened. I'll be honest with you, it's roughly 100. I thought it was way higher than that. If it's only about 100, then they could basically email Keighley and say, can we have the official list? We want every single person that votes, every single outlet that votes, to have copies of Stalker 2 so that we're considered. Because I could see the outlets having a little bit of grace for that game in particular because of the circumstances surrounding its delays. Metaphor is going to win. I don't think Metaphor is going to have enough of enough votes. Metaphor has been reviewed on Metacritic. It's been reviewed 66 99 outlets have reviewed it. The other games have like 130, 150 reviews. So that's just a quantitative loss. Like Metaphor won't have enough outlets that vote for it. It you know what I mean? It's not available to the general public until Friday before Thanksgiving. That next week, people are going to be traveling, shopping, spending time with family and friends. There is not much time. They'd have to send out thousands of codes. Why would they have to send out thousands of codes? According to the website, Eugene, it's over 100 people. It's over 100 outlets or people that vote. So they'd have to send roughly, let's say 200, because some of the outlets would need multiple codes. So they'd have to send 200 codes out in early November, basically, the first week of November. They could totally do that. That's totally conceivable. Eugene, think about what you're saying. When Metacritic and OpenCritic embargoes drop, and at the end of that day, there's 150 reviews of Final Fantasy or 130 reviews of Astrobot, those all hit that day. They could easily send 200 some odd codes to these outlets the first week of November. They could totally do it. And then they'd have 2 entire weeks before the middle of November when they could submit their votes. Like, we've had review embargoes drop, and by the end of that day, Metacritic has over 100 reviews available. And now people who are at those outlets are busy with other things. That's fine time to play it. Yes, it's like it's one of the bigger games coming out at the end of the year. They would make time. Are there a bunch of other things coming out early November? You're only going to have like 1 or 2 people at an outlet have time to play it? Okay, so track with me here, Eugene. Listen to what you're saying. So the day that the Astrobot review embargo dropped, and there were like over 100 reviews on that game by the end of the day, how do you think all those people managed to do that? That's all you need. You need roughly that many reviews to be ready to go when Stalker 2 releases, and then that's enough people to vote for it to get Game of the Year nomination. Astrobot's review count hasn't gone up since that first day, not by very much. I think day of it was like 133, and now it's 137. You're not following me? No, I'm not. It doesn't make any sense. They send They send early access to games to people, the embargo drops, and hundreds of review scores come pouring in. They could do the same thing for Stalker 2. They send early access copies the first week of November. They have 2 weeks to play the game. The embargo for Stalker 2 drops. It has hundreds of review scores. All of those outlets are potential outlets that would vote for it. You're acting like they're going to be like, yeah, no, it's early November, I can't play anything. Sorry, we can't play Stalker 2. A highly anticipated, game from a company that's had to delay it multiple times. One person in an outlet reviewed Astrobot. There are 10 people at that outlet. The other 9 have now had time to play it. That's not happening with Stalker 2. Right. You're arguing on a presumption that is unbacked. Do you have any evidence that when an outlet goes to vote for a game for Game of the Year, they say, all right, everybody, what do you think? Or can one person in the room say, hey, I know you guys didn't play this yet. I really think we should vote for this game as well. They probably submit like 6 games and they put them in order, 1 through 6. And you're telling me that if somebody plays Stalker 2 and thinks it's Game of the Year material, but other people at the outlet haven't yet played it, they're not going to be able to campaign for it and say, no, Stalker 2 should be on our list when we vote. Like, I think your presumption's unfounded. Like, if somebody played Astrobot and the release timing was the same, and they were like, listen to me, this is Game of the Year. We have to vote for this. I know you haven't played it yet. We've got to vote for this. I think Stalker 2 has a shot if they can get enough early access copies out. They're going to send review keys a day before. If they do that, then they're cooked. They won't have enough reviews when the votes come in. I am Melee with a VIP. 34 months. Game of the Year is going to be Astrobot or FF7 Rebirth. Don't think Stalker 2 gets a high enough score to crack the top 6 noms. I'm just going, thanks, that bumps the line to 533. I was just going based off of the previews. Each voting outlet submits its top 5 choices in each category. Thank you, Talika. Check the first sentence here. At the start of awards, hang on, let me use Discord over here. I'm like looking at really small images. At the start of the award season, game publishers and developers are provided with access to a list of outlets that will submit nomination ballots. Okay, so Stalker 2 and Xbox wants that game up there. They need a win. I know it's not first party, but it's a timed exclusive, and that's good for Xbox. Xbox is going to push for these outlets to have a copy of Stalker 2 well in advance. I have to believe that. As I said, it really depends on the priority Xbox puts on it, all on them. Right, Purple Haze, we're on the same wavelength then. I feel like Xbox is going to say, hey, we got to make sure Stalker 2 is in the hands of all of the Game Award outlets. We've not had a game on the podium in years. And yes, this isn't our game, but it certainly is a brand ambassador for us for the fourth quarter of the year. I'm telling you, I think there's time. And I hear what you're saying, Eugene. You're like, well, not everybody will have a chance to play it. If a guy at Game Rant says, listen to me, Stalker 2 should be in our top 5, if it's that good, the previews are making it sound pretty good, then it'll get nominations from these outlets. And then it'll end up on the podium. It'll get read as a nomination. I would never vote for a game I never played. So again, you're presuming that when these outlets submit their 5 games, every single person at the outlet has had time to play it. So you think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you think every person at the outlet had played it to completion? Same with Metaphor? Same with Like a Dragon? Think about what you're saying, Eugene. There's a level of absurdity to what you're saying. So when IGN votes for their top 5, you think every person that reviews games at IGN that's like, yeah, that's our top 5, we agree with that top 5, you think every single one of them have played FF7 Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Metaphor, Astrobot? They've played every single game? That's absurd. You know that's absurd. That's not how this works. Plenty of these outlets are going to vote for games, and a good portion of their staff haven't played it yet. But when they vote for a fighting game or an action game or a racing game or an indie game, you're going to have plenty of people at the outlet that's like, I didn't play that. No, but more have. Right, but you're even by acknowledging what I just said, that not everybody's played it, you could still have somebody at the table campaigning for a game like, listen, I know y'all haven't had time to play this yet, but we've got to vote for this game. This game is good. If Stalker 2 is that good, it'll have people pulling for it. It'll get enough nominations, it'll be up there. Obviously, we'll have to wait for the Metacritic score to land. Think about it like this with me, Eugene. Think about it like this. Let's just say, hypothetically, Stalker gets a 92 on Metacritic. It gets a 92, all right? Your reasoning is not enough people at the outlets have played it to get votes. Buddy, if I played it and I helped it get a 92 on Metacritic, I'm telling my boss, I'm telling IGN or whoever I work for, I'm saying, put Stalker 2 on the ballot. It's got a 92. It deserves to be up there. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, if it lands in the mid-80s, you're probably right. It won't have enough pull. It won't have enough votes. If it lands in the low 90s, the people at these outlets are going to say, man, we should put it up there. No, Black Myth Wukong's not going to win. It didn't score well enough. It won't get enough votes. Yeah, sales can't be the determining factor. Yeah, because Call of Duty would win every year. This year, if it wasn't Call of Duty, it would be what? It would be Black Myth Wukong, based purely off of sales. I think because it's the number one game sold until Black Ops 6 comes out. I think Helldivers 2 is probably up there in the top 5 as well. I understand what you're saying, but one voice isn't loud enough. There's no way for you to know that. You don't know their process. You don't know how the process works. Now, if they collectively as a company have people submit votes, again, that is presuming that they've all played every single game, and I think that presumption is bad. I think what they're going to do is they're going to say, all right, guys, let's just say we're Eurogamer. Hey, we're Eurogamer. Okay, it's time to vote for the game of the year. We need our 5 games. I tell you what they're going to do, Eugene. They're going to say, what are the top 5 games we reviewed this year? What have the best scores? And they're going to look at like their top 10 games, and they're going to probably debate, negotiate, maybe vote, and navigate through it. I don't think they're going to be like, all right, everybody gather around. It's time to argue. And you only got one poor guy pulling for Stalker 2, and everybody else is like, well, I've not played it yet, so we're not voting for it. Like, I really do think most of these outlets are going to say, what are our top 5 games score-wise, and let's go from there. And if Stalker 2 is sitting on their list with a 9 or an 8.5, it's going to be in the conversation. It has a chance. Again, I'm going based off the previews. Like, this is a contender. It's going to get a good score. That's what I'm going based off of. You think Astrobot's game of the year? Yeah, I think Astrobot's the current leader. I do. I agree with that assessment. Yeah, Mile High, you came in and observed the membership count. Absolutely blew the doors off this. You guys do not have to hit the stretch goal. But going forward, Friday nights has moved to Friday afternoon so that more of you can come. You have unlocked the Silent Hill 2 stream. Ordinarily, what we're going to do going forward is when you hit the stretch goal, when you hit 600, we will do an extra stream on Friday night. We'll do another one because my wife and I have kind of gotten to a point where we felt like, man, almost every night of the week is claimed by something and we were getting a little burned out. We are willing to do the Friday night streams. When you guys go above and beyond, so will we. You are getting your Friday night stream this week, but ordinarily that stretch goal is going to be how you unlock that. We made this logistical change because we want more people to be able to come to those Friday streams. Someone is raging in chat and getting ignored. Who's raging? Oh, Black Myth Wukong is winning game of the year. You guys are a bunch of nerds that are raging. No one's raging. You're projecting. It's the most popular game of the year. Get good, guys. Toxmod, I think you need to get good at understanding how the voting process for the Game Awards works. Your ignorance is so easily displayed right now. You don't know what you're talking about. You understand that, like, I sit here and I do this and I make comments based on information, not just the games that I like. Like, I've not played FF7 Rebirth, and I'm like, yeah, that's one of the Game of the Year nominations. You don't know what you're talking about? Really? Okay. falsify my claims then. Falsify my claims. I'm looking at the official Game Awards website and how the jury process works, and then I look at Metacritic and OpenCritic and do basic mathematical analysis. You're just a grifter? Okay, so now you're insulting me, which is ad hominem, meaning you don't have an argument. Like, you seemingly don't have the ability to argue your position. So your attempt to falsify my claims is to call me a name. Okay, well, you're a poopy head. Now that we're both acting like a couple of children, maybe that'll speak to your soul a little bit now that I've come down to your level of immature child. So now that we're talking to each other in the same way, I need you to understand, last year, I perfectly predicted all 5 Game of the Year nominations. Do you want to know how I did that? I went to Metacritic, I went to OpenCritic, I did analysis of how the jury process works, and then I made a prediction. I said, yeah, these are your 5, and I got it perfect. You're not even on my level? I know, I'm no longer wearing diapers and wetting the bed, and I'm no longer insulting people just because they don't agree with me, right? I'm not down as low as you are. You're correct. I'm not at your level. I'm glad I've ascended beyond being a childish brute, but it's Game of the Year is not determined by popularity. Popularity certainly plays a role if a game is very popular with respect to its review score. You're ignorant. You don't understand how it works. You don't. Like, I have a video on this channel where I thought Black Myth Wukong was a Game of the Year contender, and then it came out and it just didn't score well enough. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You haven't made an argument. All you said was, it's the most popular game of the year. He's not invited to your birthday party? Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, your channel's a decade old, and you've been in here. This community sucks. I thought this was a PlayStation community. So, okay, so let me get this straight. You've been here adding to the dialogue this week. You have been. And what? Because Black Myth Wukong has been celebrated by ponies, you thought we were all just going to, like, lock in step? That game's winning? Like, and if this was a PlayStation community, don't you think it would make sense for you to expect us to be more predominantly cheering for Astrobot, as that's actually a first-party game and Black Myth Wukong is not? He says, later, suckers, you guys are not even on my level, broke ass. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, nobody here is as broke as you. That's definitely true. I mean, we actually have, you know, intellectual levels to have conversation and use points and argument and facts. You seem to be unable to do that. So, yeah, I would say you're pretty bankrupt in the intelligence factor. Yeah. This is never a Sony podcast. Yeah, I mean, if this was a Sony podcast or a PlayStation community, I mean, I've been nothing but critical of PlayStation's decision to require PSN logins on games like God of War. I absolutely despise the way they handled the Helldiver situation. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know why that was your line of thinking. And I also don't listen. I thought Black Myth Wukong was a contender, right? I thought it was a contender. Yeah, I love how he literally said we weren't on his level and he insulted himself. He said he was broke. Like, okay. Okay. All right. Anyways, none of you are on my level. I'm stupid. $5 from Insomniac Black says, you aren't on my level. Had to get attention drawn to him, Lono. Didn't even notice him. He's not on his level. A stunning display of intelligence. Yeah, I pulled him up on the stage. I was like, make your case. Do it. Falsify my claims. You know? Oh my gosh. We're definitely not at his level. Anyways. I wanted it to win. I thought it was a sleeper hit. I wanted it to win. I was pulling for it. You know? I was like, this game's got a shot. And then it came out. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Missing out on the fun due to work. You're so lost, you must have you blocked. Oh no, I kicked him out of chat. He's gone. I kicked him out of chat. He started insulting chat. It's like, he started insulting chat. I was like, see ya. Lono pulled a happy from Deadpool versus Wolverine. I know my level. No, yours, while lowering the bar. That's right. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Will Broke Boy Lewis. The day that PlayStation guys attack Lono, it's crazy. I mean, I had some pretty pro PlayStation guys that didn't agree with me when I was critical of the PSN thing. You know, when they required the PSN for Ragnarok, I was like, that's stupid. You know? Dude turned on a dime, he was fine 3 hours ago. He was a little on the line yesterday, B-Nipple. He got a little snippy with some people, but I'm like, that's fine. Everybody gets a little snippy sometimes. I get snippy sometimes. Everything's come full circle. Lono's an Xbox channel again. Yeah. Yeah, the changes to blocking on Twitter, it's just going to cause the platform to implode. Like, more and more people are just going to leave. The inmates are running the asylum, you know. The inmates are running the asylum. Yeah. It's just going to be Arkham. That's all that place is going to turn into, you know. It might not have been an exclusive in the truest sense, but PlayStation was the only console to play it, and a lot of people bought a PlayStation 5 to play it. Black Myth Wukong. Oh no, yeah, there was a surge of demand for the PS5 in the China region, especially. Yes, that totally happened. What's happening to Twitter blocking? So if I block you on Twitter because you're being annoying or you're harassing me or you're calling me terrible names or whatever the decision is that I just decided to block you. Right now, if you want to continue to see my stuff, you've got to get on an alt account and then come look for me. So it adds steps. And the beauty of that is 95% of trolls will just move on to somebody else, right? There are really committed degenerate losers who will use an alt and go and look at your stuff and then screen cap it, or you know what I'm saying? You know how these people are. Well, the way it's going to work going forward is if I block you, that just means you can't quote, tweet, reply, or retweet me. Like, you can't interact with my tweets anymore. You'll just be able to see them. So like, these really weird, obsessive guys that like harass women on Twitter, they'll be able to continue doing that. They'll just have to screenshot and then they'll be able to tweet about them and at them or whatever. It shouldn't allow you to view photos or watch videos either. Wait, so you're not going to be able to view photos or videos either? I don't understand then. So what's the point of making the change? I don't understand. It's so weird. It's like, it's basically turning blocking into, oh, you're saying that it shouldn't. Oh no, I don't think that's how it's going to work. They're going to be able to see everything you post. They're basically just removing a barrier. Like, basically, as I said, 95% of people that like will have a go at me on a tweet. I'm like, I don't want to see your crap. and I'll block them, right? They'll post something offensive. They'll call me something offensive. And I'm like, I don't want to see that, bro. Like, you know, get out of here. And they like wear it with a badge of honor. They're like, yeah, I'm so reprehensible. He blocked me, you know. I'm the embodiment of fecal matter. He's, you know, he scraped me off the bottom of his shoe. Like, what an achievement. So now, like, so basically, if I block you right now and you just give up because you're just like a garden variety hater, you know, angry troll, well, you'll just move on to something else. Like 95% of the trolls on Twitter, that's just what they're going to do. They're just going to move on. You still have the committed few that like make an alt and like come and look at your stuff so they can continue to hurl hate at you, right? Because they need therapy. So now they're not going to have to do that. But the real dilemma is like the committed trolls, they just now have removed a step, right? They just removed a step. They can just keep seeing your stuff. The big problem is the 95% of the trolls, those 95%, those are going to just be able to continue to berate you because they're going to be able to see your stuff again. Like, my thought process on it was always very simple. This person's displayed themselves to be a degenerate. They're a hater. They're just spewing nonsense and disgusting things on the internet. I'm going to block them. 3 months goes by. That person has probably forgotten that I exist. And that's great. That's good for me. You're now removing that. It's like you're just tearing open that veil. And it's like all these weird, disturbing, like messed up people are going to be able to see me again. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be on this platform if that's the case. That's not productive for mental health to be exposed to just a constant barrage of hate and filth and harassment. And like, they're so degenerate that they don't see that what they're doing is a form of stalking and harassing. Like, they don't even see it, you know? They're like the weirdo, creepy guy following the girl, you know, home or staring at her through the office windows. Like, that's what they're doing, and they don't even see it. Because, again, they lack self-awareness. They have, a lot of these people have severe mental health problems and some form of mental illness. And so I shouldn't have to be subjected to that if I don't want to, you know? And so you're just going to drive people off the platform. No one's going to want to be on the platform anymore because that's what you're going to get. You're just going to get berated. More than that, I also block bots a lot. Do you want to know why I block bots? Because they spam pornography on your tweets. So thankfully, the bots won't be able to comment and do that. But like, again, you're just opening up the platform to where, you know, those bots can now still see your stuff and could potentially, I don't know, come up with new smart ways of, you know, trying to get your attention, or I don't even know. There's just so many things that they could do. Like, the bots are one of the more annoying things on the platform, and like, now they're not actually blocked. They just can't comment on your stuff, which I suppose is still effective, so they can't spam like filth, you know, in the replies. Like, you look at any tweet going viral, and all the replies are just OnlyFans bots. Just got back. Who went crazy with the gifteds? You can see at the top there, Purple Haze and Mash went crazy. I was trying to think of a fun incentive for tonight to motivate you guys to hit 600, but I can't think of one. All right, see you, JTag. The bots on YouTube are horrible. It's Friday, just curious. Shouldn't you do being a 30 and So Gaming podcast? That's kind of on hiatus because the hurricanes made it tough because he's in Florida. He was traveling. I was traveling. Then there was a while where we didn't have a good topic. So we're trying to think of a way to bring Mike back to the channel. But right now what was happening is we were kind of forcing the episode, and then it would just perform terribly because we were forcing it. We didn't have like a good central topic or good central POV. And now that we've pivoted fully into the daily talk show is just gaming news today, that makes it really, really hard to have anything to talk about with Mike, because it's like, that's just kind of it. Yeah, I've kind of talked about everything already. So you basically would have him on and retread everything, which I don't think is compelling content. I don't think that's compelling content to just like retread everything that we've already talked about. So we have to come up with something to do with Mike, because I like doing shows with Mike quite a bit, and I want to figure out a way back. We currently haven't figured it out. Yeah, I mean, why so mad? I don't think anybody necessarily, quote unquote, deserves to be trolled. I mean, I think some people ask for it, right? If they're making that kind of content, attacking other people, and making content that's basically a form of targeted harassment, then those people are asking for it, and they deserve, any negative things that happen to them, they deserve. Like if it harms them in a way, if it harms their mental health in a way, and it hurts them or harms them, that's a form of justice. That should happen, because that's what they're doing. They're putting out that kind of negativity and hate, and they're attempting to harm others. So any harm that they get in reaction or response is deserved. But I don't know if a guy's just out here with really, really bad hot takes, and he's openly grifting, I don't think attacking somebody like that is justified. Like, just don't engage with their content. If anything, all you're doing is driving more attention to people like that when you... Yo, Blue Art, thanks for renewing your Member Plus and bumping the line to 534. We're going to go to the writer's room in 10 minutes. So if you guys do want to scramble and hit the stretch goal, you have 10 minutes. I cannot think of a perk. If you guys can think of anything to do tonight when Madam plays Silent Hill 2, if you guys want an incentive for the stretch goal, come up with one. I can't come up with one. I can't think of one. I'll set it for there. No, I don't want to go back to doing a roundtable. Yeah, I don't want to go back to doing a roundtable. I'll be honest with you, B-Nipple. I'll be honest with you. I'm not really big on doing content that depends on other people. Mike's a longtime friend, and that's why I like doing content with him. I do not like doing content. I just don't like doing content that depends on other people. I don't mind being a guest on other podcasts. I don't mind doing podcasts with people, but I don't like doing content where I'm dependent on that person showing up, because then it becomes a fixture and then people expect it. So if it ever stops, they're like, hey, why aren't you doing that anymore? Or if it becomes a fixture, now it's another machine that needs to be fed, right? I think about content in that way. I think about content as machines that must be fed. Daily gaming news talk show. We feed it the gaming news. We have a great time, right? The machine of uploads needs to be fed. We're going to start feeding it highly edited, well thought out opinion pieces. That's the structure of the channel right now. If we make Mike a weekly fixture, that's a machine that needs to be fed. I need something to give that show every week to make it good. And I don't know what that would be just yet. Have you considered doing an OnlyForge? No. I think like that because that's kind of how I've always approached content, which is one of the reasons I think I'm able to create so much content. Yeah, I would love to do something weekly with Jaffe. I would be so fun to have a weekly show, just me and Jaffe. I had a good time with him. But again, that's a machine that would need to be fed. What on earth would we do every week? I don't know. I wish you could have done a show with Detective Seeds. Yeah, I would love to do a regular show with Detective Seeds. I like Seeds. I think we'd have a fun time. He is a good dude. He is a man of principle. He's a man of action. I love and respect men like that. I do. I like to be around guys like that, right? Men of honor, men of integrity, men of action. I don't all these other childish boys that haven't grown out of their extended adolescence, I don't have any interest in that. But again, that becomes a machine that has to be fed. Now, I'm toying around with the idea of, since we're doing such a unstructured show now, that could certainly be like the second half of a show. Hey guys, gaming news today. Here's all the news. Here's all the games put on your radar and your wish list. And we hash it out for an hour. And then I say, hey guys, second part of the show today, I'm bringing on, so-and-so to talk through. They were really passionate about this one thing, so we're bringing them on to talk about it. I think that could be fun. We've got some people that would be fun to just kind of like bring them on the show in a more radio show vibe instead of like, hey, come on and let's do a podcast together. Do you see? I think if it's more informal, it might actually be better. You and Colin sitting down would be unbelievable. I really want to be on. I would love to be on Sacred Symbols. I really like Colin. I love the guys over there. I really, really do. One of them, I don't know how many of them, but at least one of them and I share a common faith. I think it'd be awesome. But I just never, ever, ever want to be the guy that like sends the email that's like, hey, can I be on your show? Like, you know what I mean? I never want to do that. Like if you guys recommend it, if you guys hit him up and say, hey, check out this guy Reforge, you should have him on, that's totally fine. But I never want to be the guy that's like, hey, could I be on your show? Like, that's probably that's a pride thing, but I think a certain amount of pride is helpful sometimes. If you want to get in with them, offer to join their Constellation show. What's that show about? Get me on to talk about why all dwarves in fantasy gaming are Scottish and why I think it's racist. No. I'm sorry, every time one of those guys do that, I feel like they're just doing it to make a clip. What are you talking about? He's making the rounds on other shows. He may come here. You don't want to put them in a position to say no. Yeah, I suppose to open the door with Colin, I could just say, hey, man, I really dig y'all's stuff. I think your takes are spot on. Why don't you come on? I could do a show with him here first. Oh, Stelly is a general podcast. Oh, okay. It's like a general gaming talk. No console specific, but each person brings a single question to discuss. And they do a roundtable. That would be fun because I've got some really fun discussions that we've got on the board, like that we want to make videos about. That could be fun. That could be really fun. Hang on. I'm going to quickly answer the last couple of questions. WGC said, "Did you ever think about going back to certain games you missed that inspired other games you enjoyed, like Nier Automata, because of Stellar Blade?" I don't think so because I tried it and I just don't think I could ever like it. It's just not my vibe, Oh, Team Ambush, you the Toxmod guy? I mean, I don't know. He had a 10-year-old account. I mean, I know there's guys that come in and they create alts and they try to get me to talk about things so they can get clips because they basically like to lie. So what they'll do now is they'll say, hey, what do you think about this? And I'll give my opinion. And then they'll put the clip up and they'll say, of course this pony thinks this. And no one watches the clip. Nobody watches the clip. Right? This happens to the other side as well. This happens on both sides. There was that clip floating around a spawn wave, and somebody said he was trying to get the other guy to bash the PS5 Pro. And so, obviously, that's the description of the clip. That's the framing, okay? And then I watched the clip. And I'm like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Like, I feel like that's I felt like it was misrepresentation. I was like, you're misrepresenting him. You've decided that that's what he's doing. But that's not what he's doing. And people do that with me all the time. They're like, here's a clip, and they'll say, look at this pony seething and malding about this, you know, and then you watch the clip and you're like, what? Like, but nobody watches the clip. That's the game. The game is you frame it, and then everybody either doesn't watch it and just presumes, yep, I already hate him. I've been convinced to hate him. I'm going to continue hating him. Or they watch it within that frame of mind and like, yep, look at him go. What a pony. So it's like, that's the game. The game is false frame clip game. That's just it, and it happens on both sides. Still super excited for Upper's sequel to your video. What do you mean? He did a follow-up video on that situation, and it was freaking terrible. He just walked back through all of the false claims about me and never reached out for my comment. I was very disappointed in his second video. It was not good. JRAM, hey Lono, not a question but more of a statement. I appreciate the work you put into your show and opinion of games. You do the research, you triangulate the research, and you formulate your thoughts. Hey, that's high praise. Thank you. And then the last one here that I strongly disagree with from Perfect Image, Rise of Ronin could get Game of the Year. No, it could not. It does not have a good enough score, and I would probably argue it doesn't even deserve it. It was not that great. It was a perfectly fine and fun game. I had a good time with it. It's like a 7.5 to an 8. It's not a Game of the Year contender. Not a Game of the Year contender. Sorry. This isn't a PlayStation channel. Unsubscribe. All right, I'm gonna spam a link in chat, and we're gonna go to writers' room because we got so many members. We want to welcome them in. Click that link in chat. Do me a favor. Smash the like button before we leave. I bet you there's 50 of you that haven't hit it yet. Let's try to get to 400 likes. Hey, thanks so much for being a member. You may have gotten a membership today. They went crazy again. Chat went crazy again. So this afternoon, I got to play Silent Hill 2. We have moved Friday night game night to Friday afternoon so that more of you can come. But you can still unlock Friday night because we know some of you like it. But we're going to make that a stretch goal every week, okay? I didn't require it this week, but going forward, we're going to have to make that a requirement because it was just really, really tough for us to do one every single week. And the turnout was light because of it's just a tough time for people to show up. So we're hoping by moving it to Friday afternoon, more of you can come. I'm going to end the previous stream and redirect folks over. If you're not a member, consider becoming one. Hit join and pick Member Plus.